Back at it. Back at it again.
Yes.
All right. You've seen the video, right?
To be honest, no. I got to tell you, Afro, my day consists of whatever I got to do in the house with my family, and then I'm modding. So a lot of things that happen, I don't get the time to scroll. So if a host or creator does not bring certain things to my attention, I just may not know until I have free time to scroll. But I'm primarily here just to mod Afro and be the voice for our ancestors, stop misinformation.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah, I get it. I get it. You got a lot of stuff going on. Uh, man. Look, Lord have mercy.
Oh, and check your inbox, please. Peace Foundational, peace to the room. Hey, ZZ.
Damn, I really did like this. Damn. Lord have mercy, man. Every time you think somebody cool, it's always I'm not FBA. So I'm gonna play this game. Play not this game. I'm gonna play the video for context, just in case people have not heard it. I'm just gonna let you listen to the audio. That way, you know, you're not speaking of I'm a cowboy. And you're not speaking of a video that people have not seen or heard. Okay, so here's the video. FBA, the Foundational Black American. FBA, the Foundational Black American. These niggas ain't involved in nothing outside. They ain't doing shit outside. They on the internet looking for niggas that look just like them to degrade and call tethers all day. I don't see these niggas doing no work against none of these fucking Nazis, none of these fucking Klansmen, nothing. All I see is them niggas calling out other black people all day. That's divisive as fuck. Questioning niggas. Where you from? Where was you born? Nigga gotta show you your freedom papers? Damn, massa. I gotta show you the freedom papers? Who is these niggas on this neck? Bunch of motherfucking Stevens over there trying to check a nigga blood. Wanna check a nigga papers. Sound like ICE. Another 3-letter organization. Healing and perspective or hate speech and fear mongering. But a lot of us only know how to be in community with abusers. So when niggas start talking about healing, when niggas start talking about organization, we start talking about inclusion, we start talking about mass communal practices. You've never seen that. That's not your experience. That's not where you feel comfortable. Calling niggas names, checking niggas verification. What hood is this? What hood is that? Now, if we was gangbanging and killing each other, it would be a problem. But it's not a problem when a nigga asks where you from, and it's on the internet, and it's on the basis of a culture that we created out of oppression. You don't want to let other niggas participate in your culture because they come over here and degrade him, and you know the business of colonization better than anybody. These niggas is brainwashed. I'm not going back and forth with no nigga that come here from another country in search of the American dream when I know this shit is a nightmare. I'm not going back and forth with no nigga that think he finna get some favor from these white people. I see you niggas that's born in America do the same shit. Michigan head coach, that nigga ain't no tether. Stephen A. Smith ain't a motherfucking tether. How many niggas have we seen tap dance and degrade black people that are from America, born in America? When niggas do it from abroad, I don't say it's an issue with them. I know that they're brainwashed by the system because they went through colonization over there just like we went through it over here. Why the fuck is they leaving Africa? Because Europeans are destabilizing their countries, inserting capitalist dictators, fascist dictators, and more democratic socialist societies, toppling governments, and then sending the niggas fleeing. Where do they go? To America. And what do? They come through with their religious minds, with their colonized minds, and destable black American revolutionaries because they don't know no better. And it's a bunch of niggas in America that don't know no better because they only are used to being in community with abusers. We have been oppressed in this country for 400 years. Some of us don't know how it feels not to be oppressed. Some of you ain't comfortable if you're not oppressed. You've never created an idea of what freedom looks like for you. Black Americans, and I advocate for this, nigga, me and Big Cat are the blackest of black Americans. We are true to the black American experience. We are proud. We also understand that our story doesn't start here nor end here. The Panthers were Pan-Africanists. Marcus Garvey was a Pan-Africanist. All the leaders and things that came before you that gave you the blueprint to feel revolutionary were also thinking about global movements, mass communal practices instead of micro movements. Okay. Let me address a couple of things before we get started. I'm glad we have a lot of people in here, and a lot of people are talking about FBA, which I am. First off, FBA is just the term for black Americans. It's just an identifier. The same way you call African Americans, it's the same lineage of people, right? Now listen. I, nor does ZZ, nor does BX, we don't hate anybody just because they're outside of our ethnic group. I don't preach that, or we don't do that on our platforms. We don't even use slurs and degrade people on our platforms. That's not what we do here. One of the things that I do think needs to be cleared up for the sake of people representing their lineage is the fact that we will not any longer tolerate the disrespect. Okay, why I say that is because when I look at this, I say, okay, you could make a point that all we do is talk about Africans and all of that stuff. My issue is that when you have people, now notice he didn't mention any of the tethers that we mentioned, such as Myron Gaines, such as Candace Owens, such as people who come over here and say Juneteenth is ghetto, black people need to get over slavery. Remember Akon on an interview saying that black Americans need to move on past slavery, and this is why Africans do so much better than black Americans, is because Africans don't have slavery holding them back, and that black Americans need to learn to move past slavery. And how Akon was able to come over here and rap and act like one of us, and then when he got notoriety, next thing he knows, he's saying that Africans are better because they don't let quote unquote racism and slavery hold them back, and how we need to move past slavery. You know, I find it very interesting that those people should just be ignored. Okay, the people who are coming over here and saying, I don't experience racism, why don't you guys pull yourselves up by your bootstraps? They get ignored. But yet when we call them out for their behavior, we're the problem. We're the divisive ones. Okay, we're the divisive ones when they have let it be known abundantly clear that they have no intention for unity, that they don't want that. Unity has been rejected. Why did Marcus Garvey, I'm glad that he brought Marcus Garvey up. Why did Marcus Garvey have to come to America? Marcus Garvey had to come to America because he tried to preach Pan-Africanism in Jamaica, and they said no. They said, we don't care about that. We're not on that. Shut up about all that. So he had to come to America because there was already a movement of that going on here. Anybody come up and tell me I'm wrong about that? And when he went back to Jamaica, they still said no. There's not Pan-Africanism in the Caribbean. I dare any of y'all to come up because we got receipts of that. There's not Pan-Africanism in Africa. All right. But yet we're supposed to keep up this front, this facade, because it's not real, this facade of unity so everybody else can feel comfortable. And it really becomes exploitative because nobody else is doing that. He's not holding anybody else's feet to the fire. He can hear the most degenerate, disrespectful, xenophobic things possible, and he doesn't hold their feet to the fire. But yet when we say, you know what, we're going to just focus on ourselves and focus on our own lineage and focus on our own heritage, now we become agents. Now we psychologically have not healed, and we don't know what a healthy relationship looks like and all of that. Now it's our problem. We're supposed to be the mature people who understand, oh, well, they've been colonized. They've been brainwashed. Okay. So what? What if you acknowledge that they've been colonized and they've been brainwashed, some, not all, then that just gives us further vindication for delineating. It further verifies and illustrates why delineating from them is so important. I want you to understand, these are the people that are causing problems in their homeland. They're not out. These are not the saviors of their homeland. These are not the people who are there helping anybody. They're coming over here and they're damaging. Okay. And that's all we're saying is, hey, you know what? We just got to focus in-house. That's all we're doing. We're about to let people up in a second. We got to focus in-house. He says, I've never seen y'all outside. FBA is a lineage. You've never seen anybody of the lineage outside? Really? What's interesting is I'm outside all of the time. Where's Deontay been outside? What is he doing? Besides the podcast. And I'm not saying that you got to do anything beyond the podcast. I'm not saying that. I'm saying before you start criticizing people for being outside, you got to be outside. If you are going to make a podcast and talk about issues, I think that there is a place for that. And I think that that is needed. And I've not tried to undermine anybody for doing that. I've not tried to belittle anybody, because a lot of the work is not just outside anymore. This is not the civil rights movement where the only difference you can make is by being outside. You can make a lot of difference by being inside. However, I'm not going to listen to anybody criticize somebody for not being outside when I have not seen you outside. You ain't got no receipts of him being outside, leading nothing, organizing anything, doing anything. He just talks shit. But yet he's talking about I ain't seen y'all outside. What have y'all done? Well, I just had to deal with that with, what's his name? Lucas. Where y'all ain't outside, y'all ain't outside. And then in the debate, he says, well, I'm just a talker. I'm not an organizer. If you're just a talker, you can't talk about anybody else being outside and what we are or are not doing. Outside meaning what? And we told you guys what it is. Now, before we start letting people up, because a lot of people want to come up, because I understand this, we're going to get into it. Zizi, have you heard that before? Or what's your stance on it? What's your thought?
Yeah, I just heard this, I think, yesterday for the first time. And you know what? I'm just a little bit disappointed we even talk about this shit, because we already exposed this nigga. So we know, I know, you know, we know that this nigga some bullshit. So when I seen this, I wasn't surprised. What it feels like is that his little clout or virality is starting to dry up a little bit. Because I ain't heard from him in a little bit, to be honest. I ain't really seen none of his videos or seen nobody talking about him. So what it feels like is that in order for him to get his feet back wet, for him to get a little more clout, he gotta bring up FBAs. In order for him to get some damn attention. And that's what seemingly would happen. Because again, I ain't been hearing from Nick for real since the whole Mono Leo shit from last year. I think a lot of us kind of fell out from him then. So when I seen that, I said, oh, he must be getting desperate. This nigga, cause that little bullshit ass Breakfast Club interview he did, which I didn't watch. I didn't see nobody talking about that either. So I'm like, oh, he's running out of clout. You run out of ideas over there, so now you got to come back to FBAs to get some attention. I get it. It be like that. He's desperate for clout. But absolutely egregious everything he said. I agree with everything that you just said. You know, you don't have to be necessarily. I mean, you can't. What's funny is I just seen Amanda Seals talking about this shit too with somebody else I'm not about to talk about, because she's a bullshit as well. But she was saying in response to this sentiment, because apparently all of these niggas is getting paid by the DNC and got the same talking points that we not outside and we need to be fighting against these NAZIs and we ain't doing nothing for the cause. All of these niggas got the same talking points for some reason. But she was saying like, yeah. I don't have to be outside. Some of us have to do the work inside. And, you know, I'm an intellectual and even though what she was saying kind of sounded like some bullshit, I actually kind of agree, because to a degree, like you just said, this ain't the civil rights movement. We don't have to go outside and be holding up damn signs for 12 hours out the day in order for us to be effective. Although that is a part of the fight, there's multiple ways, especially if we talking about guerrilla warfare. There's multiple ways to beat this system. So all of us don't have to be necessarily outside, especially when you're talking about being outside to fight for some shit that actually goes against our group. So, yeah, you know, even that whole logic of going outside to fight against these people who ain't even attacking our group specifically, this is for illegals. That shit ain't got nothing to do with our plight. So even that argument within itself, again, it just seems like he's being paid to push these narratives. These same Negroes, him to the other Negroes, has the same sort of audience as him, are all saying the same thing. They're all reaching for the same bullshit ass points, which is, oh, we should be outside. It's us next. Oh, we have to do something. It's our obligation. This is anti-black. And it's nonsense. I'm sorry. Nobody is saying anything legitimate. Nobody has given any legitimate reasoning to why foundational Black Americans should be outside right now fighting against people or fighting for people that are fighting against us. Nobody has given any logical, sound reason for us to go outside. So again, when I heard that, I'm like, okay, he's all right. They didn't put a little change back in his pocket so he can get out here and do the work, you know, he was doing before. Although this time around it's a lot more ineffective because we see you for who you are. So yeah, he's some bullshit.
Yeah. I want you to understand, and I'm glad you brought this point up. Notice the same, I don't see y'all outside, y'all just an online thing. That's the same thing that they've been, all of them are like they've gotten talking points, okay, from their headmasters. He's saying that, okay, that was the same thing Consciously is saying, that's the same thing Amazing Lucas is saying, that's the same
Yes.
thing Roland Martin is saying, that's the same thing. Every single last one of them are repeating the same thing. They're not outside. All they do is criticize immigrants that look like them. They're afraid to talk about ba da 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 da. That's the same criticism. And this is because this is an election year. So what they're trying to do, they understand that the movement is becoming too powerful to ignore. So they're trying to get ahead of it by branding it as some type of anti-black, radical black nationalist movement, okay, that's adjacent to white supremacy. All right. So they're all doing that. I want us to understand the branding here. Okay. This is why they're all sitting up there repeating the same things over and over and over again. Deontay ain't popping like he used to. He used to be popping. He's not popping no more. And he did this because he's like, hey, I got to get back in front of the light. Okay. I got to get my virality back up like he used to. But it gives us a chance to talk about these points because I'm starting to see them be echoed from what I can only assume is the DNC, because they're all the same points. We know for a fact Consciously was getting paid. There's receipts on that on Twitter. Okay. We know him and Consciously are linked in, tapped in, they gang. We know all of them. Come on. Like there's receipts on all of them while he's trying to talk about what we're doing or not doing. Now, BX, before we get started, because there's already 300 people in the room, so this is about to be one of those, right? So can you set the record?
Sorry, I see nobody in the box. Can you mod him? And it'll be what? Zero tolerance day for the trolls. They have been acting up all night. And sadly, some are from the lineage. So, and I'm a no blocker. I'm an equal blocker opportunist, right? So I'm gonna block you all, right?
All right.
Especially if you've been talking about us.
Also, I want to say this before we get started. Now, as far as there's a lot of different people with a lot of different stances on certain things, okay? I'm going to give you mine. The whole FBA, y'all pretendians, y'all don't feel like y'all come from Africa, blah, da, 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 da. I've been on YouTube, social media for years, okay? And I've been saying the same thing for years. The narrative that we have no connection with Africa, I don't agree with. I've acknowledged the fact that there was a slave trade. I think that is the reality of the situation, that there was a slave trade, and that there is an African bloodline that we have. And that's okay. I feel like people misconstrue things when they hear, they be all like, when we say we are not African, that does not mean there's no African bloodline, okay? Now, a lot of people talking about we're indigenous. That's truth to that too. You have to understand the full history of everything, not just a picture that you want to see. That's my stance on it based off of the research that I've done. And I've done extensive research. I've gone to different museums across this country. I've read different books and everything like that. I've talked to different scholars, had different interviews and all of that about that. And that is the conclusion that I have come to. Am I saying that for every single person? No, I'm not saying that for every single person. But for y'all to say FBAs think that there's no ties to Africa at all. No, I don't think so. However, what we are talking about is our unique lineage here. And our lineage here is American. Our lineage here is American. That's the country we built, and that's the country our lineage is here from. Okay? So anything before that is really not relevant. Okay? It's really not relevant. It's just as irrelevant as saying that Japanese people are really Chinese people. It is not relevant to them where they came from before they came to Japan, before they came to the land that was known as Japan. It's not relevant to them. You cannot talk to a Japanese person about their Chinese heritage and they will acknowledge that or entertain that. It's not relevant. Okay. So our lineage to them, it's really not relevant where we were, our ancestors were 1,000 years ago. It's not relevant. And only, quite literally, only us as foundational Black Americans get told that we have to recognize our lineage from 1,000 years ago. No, it's not relevant. The country we built and the fact that we're from the country we built is the only thing that's relevant. And that's my stance on it. That's the stance I've had for years. And that's all that needs to be discussed. Anything past half a millennia is not relevant. It's not relevant anywhere else in the world. And it's not relevant right now. Okay? As to who we are and how we communicate today. Is it important to know? Yes, it is important to know. But are you who your ancestors were 700 years ago? No. The same way nobody in the Caribbean is who they were 700 years ago. Nobody in Europe is who they were 700 years ago. Nobody in Asia is who they were 700 years. Well, maybe 700 years. Maybe Asia, maybe. You know, there might be a couple of people. But let's be honest, these tribes have changed. These kingdoms have gone extinct and been wiped out. Empires wiped out, exchanged. People in Africa are not who they were 700, 800 years ago. It's irrelevant. It really is.
Afro, can I say this just to piggyback off of you? And Sister Halo, shout out to her. She introduced ethnogenesis to me without the technical term. When the ancestors were captured by rival tribes and given to the Europeans, sold actually, they ceased being African. They were captives. And America, the United States of America, actually received the least amount of captives. Harvard just updated their information to read at 100K captives. So there were indigenous here, and people act like the captives and the indigenous did not intermingle, so that we got to be one or the other. But everybody admits we have European, but nobody's forcing us to be European. Right?
Yeah.
So our ancestors who were captured, if you have that, if you're gonna admit to it, I admit to having an Afro-Dutch ancestor, right? So my ancestors were brought to the area which is now New York and enslaved here by the Dutch in New York and New Jersey. And the tribe that they intermingled with acknowledges their multicultural roots. But that's my genealogy. But when you start erasing stuff, so I like to enter ethnogenesis, that they help birth our new ethnicity, and they contributed. They weren't anything like the continental Africans we see today. We don't descend from the slave traders, right? We descend from the ones who made it through the Middle Passage. And over here, they built something so beautiful. Family reunions, Memorial Day. It was never about tearing apart a family. It was about rebuilding things. But I think that everybody's so anti-African because of the people we meet today. And they got to take accountability for the way our relationship with them eroded, because we always tried to help the continent. So I just wanted to introduce ethnogenesis, right? And the way we were isolated, we built a whole new culture with other people, indigenous people. So if we wanted to, I could say I'm Afro-Indigenous. And who are you to say I'm not?
Exactly.
And history backs that.
Good point.
So, right? That's all I wanted to introduce. That's it, Afro. I just wanted to put that out there.
All right, let's get started. Let's get this room started. Everybody, if y'all could do us a solid and tap the screen, whether y'all agree or disagree. We got a lot of people in the queue, so if we have to cycle people out, then that is what it is. We're going to get started. Let's get to my brother, Black Vanguard.
Yeah, what's up? Yeah, I heard about this person, Dante. I heard about this person. This person's number, the Democratic Shield. Now, all of a sudden, because it's election year, they can't stop the Foundation Black American Delineation Movement. So what they doing is that they trying to get in front of it, trying to say it's a hate group. FBA. And I've been noticing that you got a lot of these terrorists at DNC shields. I'm gonna name some of them like Casio, Sweet Peaches, the Real Kira. These are well-known Democratic shields that make spaces all day talk about foundational Black American leaders, because these people, you already know that Country Lee, he got paid through a DNC firm called I forgot, the Good Influence app. So he paid DNC shields to get paid by the Democratic Party, but saying that they're mad because we delineating this whole delineation movement kind of messed them up big time because when it comes to not advocating for immigration, when it comes to advocating for economical or social issues in our community, they know we start focusing on ourselves. That's why DNC Shields try to get in front of it, because we started asking for tangibles,
Hmm.
and they know we messed the Democratic Party a big time last year. And also the word African American, we want to call ourselves African American prior to 1988. That term African American got created by Jesse Jackson in 1988 under the DNC party, with Jesse Jackson trying to run for president in 1988. And also, you had a few Caribbean person, one Asian woman, along with Jesse Jackson, as he called me. We're not gonna call him Negro or Black anymore. We're gonna call him African American. You look at your parents' birth certificate. I was born in the 70s, or they wouldn't call African American on their birth certificate. That was called Black or Negro, and
Hmm.
even our grandparents would have called that during that time. The reason why they call themselves African American is comparable to immigrants, though we now know immigrants, though. So that's the number one reason why they saw hell bent in basically saying we African American. Anybody that comes from Africa, they could be classified as African Americans. That New York City mayor Zora Namdani, even though he's an East Indian that's in Uganda, even he's considered classified as African American because he was born in Africa, even though he's not African descent. Even he's classified as African American. Later on, the same thing. Elon Musk, even he said that he's considered African American, even though he's Dutch Afrikaner descent. He was born in African country, so technically he's African American. And
Hmm.
even Brian Donalds, he's considered African American because he's not, because he's actually a Afro Latino Afro Caribbean. So that term African American is very problematic though, because you can't be from two continents. And
Yeah.
also, yeah, that term is very just like these people start to say they black now. That's why we say we foundation black American citizens of freedom, because they can't co-opt in terms though. Because for a long time, I've been noticing these Afro Latinos and Caribbean Africans for a long time. They've been saying me no black, me Dominican, me no black, me Bonico, me Puerto Rican. Me, I'm not black, I'm Jamaican. I'm not black, I'm Haitian, I'm Jamaican, I'm Nigerian, Somalian. You go over there to these African nations, they don't call themselves black over there as an ethnic identifier over there in African countries. I travel several African and Caribbean nations over there in Nigeria. They don't call themselves black as an ethnic identifier. They call themselves by a tribal group, the Igbo, the Yoruba, the Fulani, and the Hausa. Even you go to the Caribbean places like Jamaica, they don't call themselves black over in Jamaica. They go by their like the Garafunas, the Chinese Jamaicans, the white Jamaicans, so on and so forth. But I'm allow other people to speak though.
Yeah, that's true. Everybody else goes by what their ethnicity is. We're the only people who get told this is what your ethnicity is, and if you don't accept that and acknowledge what we told you you are, not who you say you are, but what we've told you you are, what's acceptable for everybody else, then you're problematic. Okay, so and we're just not going no more. I want to get to King of Somalia. I assume you're Somalian. King of Somalia.
Yes, I am 100% Somali.
I was
You
about
are
to say,
definitely
don't
right.
cosplay Somalian now. Come on now. But
I
okay,
mean,
King of Somali, what's on your
let me
mind?
correct myself. Somali. Okay.
Somali. Okay, King of Somali.
All
What's on
right.
your mind?
So,
Can you speak
yeah,
up
I
just a
mean,
little bit?
oh, okay. Can you hear me better?
Yo, yeah, much better.
All right. I mean, I like the idea, FPA, I mean, I can definitely agree that, Black Americans, they're not Africans. I do really believe that. Because one thing we know about Africans, they're very proud of what they come from, and same
Mm,
way for you guys, you are proud that you're from America, right? So you have to claim what you are and what you grew up with and what you know, right? But we do have FPA in Africa too. They call it Foundational Black Africans, right? And it's a little bit similar.
Let me ask you this. You say you have FBA in Africa. Where at in Africa?
Yeah, I mean, it's everywhere in Africa. If you black,
Foundational
because
Black
not
Africans.
every Africans are black.
Okay, well let me.
Because
Oh, okay.
yeah,
Who are the foundational Black Africans?
those who are brown, like
All
Somalia,
which
Ethiopia,
that's okay. Do you understand? You're
Kenya.
talking about. You understand? You're talking about a good 90% of the continent, right?
Yeah,
So
I would
if
say 80%.
90%, no, it's not 80. A lot of y'all be thinking y'all lighter than you really are. I'm not gonna lie to you.
What are you
I
talking
swear to
about?
God,
I'm
there's
way
too many,
lighter than you,
especially
bro.
in those
Like,
northern African countries. They be
True.
thinking they passing. They be thinking they like light skin. I'm like, no, no, you don't pass the brown paper
Paper
bag
bag.
test, buddy. Y'all not that light. y'all be thinking y'all lighter than you really are. You're really not. Most of y'all, I'm not really brown. I'm kind of like peanut butter. That's brown, sir. Y'all brown. Come on now, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't hate. It's okay. It's okay to be brown. Love being brown. It's okay.
I mean,
Jeez.
listen, what I'm
Come on
saying
now.
is the reason why I say
But hold on,
80%.
no. Let me go. Let me get back to it. Let me get back to it.
Uh,
Y'all can't be FBA if all of y'all are the same.
what do you mean? All of us are the same? Because
Y'all
there's some
can't be.
white
First off,
people that live
there's
in
no
Africa, the
foundational black.
Afrikaners.
Hold on. All of y'all. First off, Africa is a continent. It's not even a country. So how can y'all be foundational to the continent? You're just making stuff up. Let's be honest. You're just making stuff up. You're foundational black African, and African is a continent, and then everybody's there. What are we talking about? King of Somali. Come on.
What the hell is that? What's that TikTok sound?
I don't know. I think somebody just sent something. I don't know. Oh, now you muted. Okay. Come on.
I say this,
See, all of that
Afro.
lying. See, all of that lying is why y'all get all of those scams. Come on now.
1 minute, Black
Don't
man,
be doing
boss.
that.
No,
Come on.
somebody
So,
mute
one
me,
minute,
and
King of
I'm driving a
Somali. I
truck
gotta make this
sometimes.
disclaimer. Everybody outside of foundational Black Americans have no originality.
I was about
So
to say that too.
anything we come up with, they copy. So now we got foundational Caribbean Americans, we got foundational African Americans, we got foundational this guy here. So first of all, there's too many tribes for them to be identified as one. They won't put down tribalism to raise that continent. And that's what's holding them back too. That's what causes all them civil WARs over there and all them G
Hmm.
sides and all of that. So how are they foundational and they ain't got no foundation,
Yeah,
Afro?
but yeah, let me ask you this question. You said you're foundational black African,
Yep,
okay, right? And
yes,
they're the foundation of Africa, right?
that's right.
Okay. And you said all Africans are not black, right?
Yeah, no, not every African. Yeah,
Okay, not every African is black. Okay, just the black
yeah,
ones.
just the black ones.
Okay. You also said that Africans are very proud of their African heritage, right?
That's true.
What part of Minnesota do you stay in?
How do you know I'm in Minnesota? Is it because I'm Somali?
Just answer the question. What part of Minnesota do you stay in, sir?
All
That's
hype.
racist. That's racist
That's
right there.
racist. I'm asking a question, sir. What part of Minnesota do you stay in?
I'm in St. Paul. That's where I'm at. St.
You're
Paul.
in St. Paul?
Yeah,
Okay. How long have you lived in the States?
32 years.
32. You were born here?
Yep.
All right. Okay, so when do you plan on going back?
Never.
Oh, all right. That's what I'm talking about. That African pride you were just talking about. That good old African pride. You said Africans, we're very proud of where
I'm
we're from.
making so
Yeah,
much
hold
money
on. Let me
here.
ask you a question
Why
though.
would
Can I
y'all?
ask you
Why
a
would I
question
want to
before we
go
move?
back?
Okay. Can I ask you a question? Do you feel like the title King of Somalia is disingenuous, considering that you never plan on going to Somalia? Is that? Do you think that that's a little disingenuous, or is that pride only for the internet? Is that pride only for TikTok? Is the African pride only for? Do Africans have pride outside of TikTok? I'm asking. I don't know. I'm just asking. Is that pride outside of TikTok or no?
The reason why I say I'm king of Somalia because that's what my bloodline goes through. All kings.
Okay, so it's okay. So the pride is not in Africa though. The pride is in the blood. That's not in Africa. The
Yeah,
blood,
like
the pride is in the blood from your homeland that you don't like, right?
yeah, like for example, the way you have pride on what you are, same thing.
But how can you have what you are? You're identifying with a land, a nation. that you're too ashamed of to go back to, or you don't want to go back to for whatever reason?
No, I deal business back home. I got
Oh no, I'm not talking about
apartments,
business. I'm not talking about
right?
business. I'm not talking about
I go there
business.
for vacation though.
No, I'm not. You can go to vacation or anything like that. You said we have pride. You said pride. And now you just elaborating that you don't want to go back there. You wouldn't go back. You have no intention on going back there. So where's this pride you're speaking of?
The money is so sweet. That's the only reason why I can't leave.
Nah, that's not it. No, come on now.
I mean,
The
that's the
money
only
is so
reason why I'm
sweet.
here. You
Oh,
know,
okay.
the money is so sweet, and that's the reason why I'm here.
Okay. Yeah, that's true. So why do you name yourself King of Somali?
I gave you the example of, my bloodline were all kings, so I'm the next king. Once,
Wouldn't it be funny if I named myself like King of Chicago and I lived in New York? Wouldn't y'all think that that was real funny if I named myself, I'm the King of Chicago, but I don't live in Chicago and I have no intention of living in Chicago. I live in New York. What would y'all think of that, honestly? What would y'all think if I was the King of Chicago or the King of the Midwest and I lived in Los Angeles? What would y'all think of that?
to me, it would
No
make a lot of sense.
credibility.
Huh?
It will make a lot of sense.
It would make a lot. I'm sure you think so.
Yeah,
Get
because
your
I'm just letting.
FBA,
I'm just letting it
like you
be.
got to represent that FBA, right?
Okay.
Because maybe your
Okay.
great great grandfather was a king of Chicago.
Okay. I'm telling y'all, these people with this pride does not exist outside of TikTok. It sure don't exist in their passports. They pride sure don't exist on the flight records. It sure don't exist at home in their homeland. You don't see that pride at all.
What do you mean? Like once
So
I
you
go
know what I
back
mean.
to
Silence,
Somalia,
King. That's enough.
all
Okay,
right.
that's enough. We're gonna have to move on. We gotta let other people speak.
And you know what? Even that example you used, at least if you moved to New York, you can still claim to be king of America. Because you in America. This nigga can't even claim to be king of Africa. You done left Africa. You left the whole continent. So you done gave up your rights, homie. It's over.
Okay, Keisha, you got it.
Hello.
How you
Um,
doing?
Sorry if my connection's bad. I'm outside. But I'm doing well. How about yourself?
We're good. We're pretty good. We're doing good.
Good, good. So I just want to say a couple things to what y'all were saying earlier. Something I wanted to say was delineation has never been the way of our people. When
One
you look
minute.
at what our,
1 minute. Your
okay.
ethnic group, please, for the
hmm
room.
Oh, I'm African American. Oh, yeah, sorry. I'm African American or Black American.
Have you traced your ancestors to an 1870 USA
Yes, the
census?
oldest ancestor I have goes back to 1817 in America.
All right.
What state?
Virginia.
Thank you.
Last name Porter.
Thank you.
Okay. Go ahead.
Okay. I just wanted to say that delineation has never been the way of our people. Historically, our ancestors and our scholars always reached out to other Black people in order to unify us. So, yes, when people say that the FBA movement is divisive, it's because it really is. I have no issue with you guys saying you're not African anymore, or you guys don't want to necessarily identify as African because you aren't that culturally, because technically you'd be correct by saying that. But I just think that delineation is, ooh, somebody echoing real bad.
Yeah, everybody mute up when you come up. Okay.
Delineation is just a waste of time, in my opinion. And then another thing I wanted to say was to the Somali earlier who was like, I believe Black Americans aren't African. You can't take away or define what African is, especially for us who were the first Africans in America. You're a Somali. We don't descend from you. We don't know your people. That's not for you to determine. And then I have a question. So Tariq right now is in Senegal, and Tariq has
Okay. We're not. Hold
notoriously...
on.
Okay.
Not talking
Hold
about
on. Let me get to
And he's
what you're
in New
saying.
York, not
Let me
he's in
get
New
to
Senegal.
York.
what
You
you're
gotta wait.
saying. Tariq technically right now is not in Senegal, and he has his own lives where he can answer for himself. All right. Because you're going to be speaking to us, and we can't give you answers on why or why not he goes anywhere. So let me answer this. You said delineation is not the way of our people, or is not historically done by our people. there's actually evidence that we have delineated, that people of our lineage have delineated beforehand. So this is not no brand new thing. But let's say it is. Let's say it is. Do you think delineation is wrong? You said a waste of time. Do you think it's wrong for us to do so?
I don't think it's wrong. I mean, we've been in America for 400 plus years. I don't think it's wrong, but it is a waste of time, like I was saying.
How was okay? So it's a waste of time. So why do you say it's a waste of time?
Because there's no, like, I've talked to multiple FBAs. I've even talked to Tariq himself. Like, there's no end goal to delineation. Like, you guys want to be separated from Africa. We are separated from Africa. We have not been to that continent or been in that culture for over 400 years. We're an amalgamation of European, African, and indigenous American cultures. So that's the delineation right there. What further delineation do you need to not be associated with Africa? Like, even colloquially, when you're engaging in discussions with people, they're going to call you black before they call you African. So where's the delineation needed?
So you think it's not necessary?
Yes, I don't think it's necessary. Like, this whole
Okay.
FBA
Now hold
movement,
on.
it seems,
Now let me clarify something. The thing is not to separate ourselves from Africa or disconnect ourselves from Africa. Okay. What we're doing is we are specifying and highlighting and reiterating the uniqueness of our own lineage, which is something everybody in the world does. And everybody in the world continues to do. Delineation doesn't have a stop. Does our lineage have a stop? When do you think, let me ask you this question. So to put it in context, to put it in a good perspective, when do you think Korean people will stop delineating from Japanese people and Chinese people? When do you think they will stop doing that?
they're not the same people, so they don't have to delineate. That's not a one-on-one
Hold on, but
you got to give a better
hold
example.
on.
I'm not
No,
gonna lie.
hold on. No, it's a good example. They don't have to do that because everybody automatically recognizes that they're different people. Okay. And when you ask a Korean person, when you ask somebody if they're from Korea or China or whatever, if they tell you one place, there's no follow-up questions, there's no side-eyeing, there's no you're not. But they will always, until the end of this world, they will always say, I am from this place. I am not from this place. I am from these people. I am not from those people. And nobody has an issue with that. The only time we have an issue is when it comes to Black Americans. Only Black Americans is it, why do y'all need to even why do y'all need to specify that? The same reason everybody in the world specifies it. The same reason why Haitians don't say that they're Dominican. The same reason why Trinidadians don't say they're Jamaican. And the same reason why Kenyans don't say they are Ethiopian. And Ethiopians don't say they're from Nigeria. The same way everybody else in the world does it. I don't understand why y'all make it seem like it's such a difficult and immoral thing to do when we do it. Why is that?
Okay, so when you go, there were Chinese railroad workers that came here in the early 1800s. We were the original ones that
No,
built the,
not really the early 1800s, but okay. Kind of
okay,
like the mid 1800s, but okay.
sure, my timeline may be off. But they came here in the 1800s. But we originally were already building the railroads after emancipation and during slavery. We had already built the railroads. If you were to go up to somebody who's a descendant of those Chinese workers and you ask them ethnically, what are you? You think they're going to sit up there and say, oh, I'm a foundational Chinese American. I'm not like the other Chinese people that came here in the 1900s. I'm foundationally Asian American. I don't identify with the Chinese and all this other stuff. No, everybody is proud of their lineage and the continents they come from, whether it's a European, Asian, a Latin American. Everybody reps their continent except for Black Americans.
But you can't
Identifying.
compare us to no damn Chinese that came here and was building the railroads in 1800s.
He just used the example of Asian, so I'm using that same example.
You can't compare us to
Okay,
them, 'cause
girl.
those Chinese can
Z,
still
I'ma
trace
hold
their
on.
ancestry. They still have connections to China. What the fuck are you talking about? We don't have any connections to Africa. We are not the same. So how are you comparing us?
Ma'am.
And here's another thing, Z. Oh, my bad, Z. I was
Hold
gonna
on.
say, here's
And
another.
notice, I want y'all to notice when I asked you that question, you completely skipped past my point. What you said is
My
so,
bad.
so divorced. Ma'am, I'm saying what you said completely didn't even address my point at all. It really didn't address my point.
My bad. Maybe
Every
I was misunderstanding what you were saying, but
okay,
I'm
because
saying that
okay,
everybody.
let me
Okay,
reiterate
go
it then.
ahead.
Let
Go
me
ahead.
specify it then. The whole when is the delineation stuff gonna stop? When is that gonna stop? It does. First off, nobody else in the world needs it. For you to specify these people don't have to do it. No, they don't have to do it. We're the only people who've had to do it because we're the only people when we tell you we're from, people tell us no, you're not.
Exactly.
We're the only people in the world where we say, actually, we're from here. People say, no, you're not. They don't do that to Chinese people. They don't do that to Japanese people. They don't do that to African people. They don't do that to Caribbean people, even though they went through the same slave trade. They don't do that to Caribbean people. They don't do that to European people. They don't do that to nobody else. Only us. We're like, where are you from? Well, I'm from Georgia. Where are you really from? No, we're the only people who that happens to. So this is why delineation is very important. Don't you understand that? So we can be respected the same way everybody else is. Is that so bad? Is it wrong for us to want the same ethnic respect that everybody else in the world gets? Is that wrong?
No, I said that earlier. I said it wasn't wrong for
So
you to want
so
to
okay,
identify with America. I said
no,
that.
it's
I
not,
agree with
ma'am.
you.
Hold
It's
on,
not wrong.
man. It's not even identifying with America because it's not out of a love for America or anything like that. It is about things being correct or incorrect, things being factual or not factual. Everybody identifies with where their ancestors are from. Why should we not identify with where our ancestors are from?
I agree. That's why I identified as African American in the beginning. I said I'm Black American. There is nothing wrong with identifying with America as your homeland. I'm going to say that again and again. That's not my issue. That was never my issue when I came onto this panel, and that wasn't my
Okay.
original point.
Okay.
My issue is with the degradation and the delineation that y'all are attempting to do with continental Africans, Caribbeans, and any other Black people across the globe. That's where my issue comes in. I have no problem with Black Americans saying, hey, my ancestors were in the continent of Africa 400 years ago, but I'm a whole new thing. We've undergone a ethnogenesis. I'm now just American. I only identify with being American and being Black. I have no issue with that. My issue is with the delineationist movement because it's
Okay.
disgusting and it promotes division amongst our people. You
Okay, you
can
go
you
on
can
Okay.
mute.
say,
My,
Go on
okay,
mute.
Hold on. Okay.
Go on mute.
We're gonna let you finish because we're adults and we're having a mature conversation. But people do have things to say in response. But okay, go ahead, finish it. You got it.
that's my whole point is that, hey, no problem with I'm an American. At the end of the day, I'm a Black American, and that's all I will ever be, because to a point I do agree with that sentiment. It's never
Okay,
been
that's
that's
okay.
never
Can
been
I
the
just
issue. That will never be the issue.
thank you. Thank you, Keisha. So I want to tell you that these people delineated first, and I'm going to take it out of the community, out of this room, and we're going to go look at our government, right? So we have the Congressional Black Caucus that states they are the conscience of Congress and that they fight for Black people and all marginalized groups. So I started wondering, who are these marginalized groups? I gotta tell you, there's a Caribbean immigrant caucus, a Haitian immigrant caucus, a Somali caucus. There's an African immigrant caucus. There's a Hispanic caucus. There's an Asian American Pacific Islander caucus. The Haitians were able to successfully, Yvette Clarke, a whole Jamaican, was able to get the Haitians a TPS that is ending February 3rd. And she also was able to secure funding for certain Caribbean islands, stuff like that. The Africans state that they want things specifically like the African Americans, and we don't like that term, right? Because I was reclassified at 13 to African American. I've always been Black. So what I'm trying to show you is that these people get things specifically off of two things: their immigration status and their lineage. Their lineage isn't Black, Black American, or even African American. They ain't foundational to this country, right? So the Caribbean get things specifically for them, like scholarships, home ownership programs. Jamaica even has a chamber of commerce. Haitians have a chamber of commerce. Ma'am, these people understand that we are not the same people, that they are their own ethnic group, and they get things from our government, and they have representatives that get things specifically for them. And when you compare their advocacy to foundational Black Americans, for foundational Black Americans, it pales in comparison to what they get their people. So that's the only thing we're doing. We're writing the, and then they're so emboldened. Yvette Clarke, Winsome Sears, all these Jamaicans, right? Caribbeans, whatever. And they say, well, we acknowledge the ones who came here, but it's time to move over from slavery. But meanwhile, nobody is over there at CARICOM telling the islands to move on from slavery. That not telling CARICOM to fight for what their people need. We understand these people need things. It's what they do once they get the opportunity. What is that, y'all? Lock Black Americans out. And that ain't delineation on their part. And 44 of them immigrant background people are on our congressional Black caucus. So who's advocating for us? But we all won. And FBAs is so big, bad, mean, and this and that. They did it first, ma'am.
Now,
They did it
if I can
first.
I want you to
respond.
stay up. I'm just going to ask you a couple more questions. I'm going to
Okay.
want you to answer them. And then I'm going to let everybody go ahead and say what they got to say. Then we're going to move on because there's a lot of people in the queue. All right. So we're going to be quick with this. Okay. You want us to essentially all of this, like, you know, kind of talking shit and all that stuff online. You don't think that part is necessary, correct? You don't feel like that part with the movement is necessary, correct?
Correct. The
That
degradation.
we don't
Yeah.
need to be degrading and talking about other people and you know making them look bad or feel bad
Correct.
and all that. We don't need. Okay, all right, and that's not unreasonable, you know, and that's not what we do here on this panel on this live. Can I ask you a couple of questions? Do you know what the word Akata means?
Yes.
Okay, good. I'm glad you do. You know what the word bullet bags mean, right?
Yes.
Okay, good. So, how about this? When they stop calling us Akatas, when they stop calling us bullet bags, when they stop calling us lazy, when they stop denigrating us, we'll stop denigrating them. I think that's fair, okay? Because they came over, all the Akatas and Jareers, and stay away from them, and we don't like them, and they're lazy, and their culture is full of crime, and all of that stuff that they've been saying that nobody seems to care to check for whatever. I don't know why. But nobody seems to check all of the y'all was slaves, y'all don't know where y'all from, y'all slave babies, all of the stuff that they've been saying. When you get them to stop, we're gonna stop. Okay, but I'm not gonna sit here and say we should, as our lineage, we should take the moral high road
Right.
and sit up there and turn the other cheek and ignore being denigrated, disrespected, and having them eat off of opportunities that their ancestors didn't put forth. Have them walking our footsteps and disrespect us at the same time. Don't you think that's unfair to request people to lay the groundwork for other people to come in and disrespect them? To lay the footprint and the path and create an opportunity for other people to immigrate and then disrespect them. Don't you think that that's unfair? Where's the fairness for us? That's what I'm asking. And I'm not trying to raise my voice and I'm not trying to argue with you, but I really want to have this point sink in. Okay.
So
All of when the African booty scratcher stuff. Okay. We're going to stop that. We're going to stop that as soon as y'all stop the Akata shit.
okay, so I
And
want
then
to say this.
everybody gonna be good, okay?
Okay, I want to say this and respond to a couple of y'all's points, and then I'm gonna get off because I gotta go run errands. But I want to say this: we historically have always been the bigger people. No matter what group we were facing, we always propagated ourselves as being morally superior and by basing ourselves on a different moral frame than everybody else. When we look at how YT people in this country systemically did us, we did not turn around and do the same thing to them. We elevated and we overcame. Why are y'all, oh my God, this is where my
No,
frustration
don't
is
leave yet. Don't leave yet. Because we are, and I don't want the narrative to get construed.
And we're
We
not doing
are
the
the
same thing as
moral
them.
people. We are, hold
We
on,
still are.
don't do that, because we are the moral people.
Right.
Because we're not going to their homelands messing nothing up.
Exactly.
Okay? There's not a single one of us that's going over there and being a Candace Owens, being a Myron Gaines, being a Westmore or a Brian Donalds or a Obama or whoever. We're not going over there doing anything to harm anybody.
That's
At
not
all.
true.
That,
That's
who?
not
Name
true.
them.
Roast
Who?
that shit,
Who?
they
Name
doing
them. Name
shit
them.
with
Who?
it.
Name them.
General,
Who? Name them. Go ahead. Name them. Who?
General Langley, with Burkina Faso, and then the president.
Is that him going to Burkina Faso messing it up, or him working
Yes,
for the
he
United
was
States?
sent over there. They put a
That's
black
him working for the
Afro.
United States
Oh
government.
my gosh.
Okay,
Afro,
and
they
him
put a
working on
black
behalf
face
of the
into
United States
office.
government. Hold on, no. Go ahead. Keep going.
They purposely, we know that sometimes they will put black faces into high places in order to gain the trust of black people and further cause division in our community. We've seen it so many times with certain leaders in our community and with certain movements. General Langley was put into place in order to subjugate everything that was going on in Burkina Faso. Let's not sit up there and lie and act like Americans, the U.S. government does not use us as a means of imperialism.
Right.
When we
Keyword
were fighting
use.
for, hold on,
Use
let me
is the
finish.
key word there, ma'am. That's not on Black America. We are not running the fucking government. So, like
Yeah.
he just said, you just proved his point.
Oh
You
my
just
gosh.
proved
Can
his
I
No,
point.
finish?
That's
Can I
not
finish?
us. That's the U.S. government, which is the dominant society, which is white folk, not Black
Okay.
Americans. So, what are you talking about? We still the bigger people. We're still the bigger person.
All right, y'all. Y'all have a good
No, hold
one.
on. No,
It's
no,
been
no.
fun. I
Right, now you
appreciate
gotta
y'all
go.
so
Please,
much.
you
Hold on,
just
ma'am.
fucking
Don't
I
moving
leave.
appreciate
Don't
goalposts.
y'all.
leave.
Since I
Hold
can't
on,
talk, bye.
everybody. Don't
Like,
leave.
what are you
No,
talking
That's
about?
one to
no.
flee.
Now,
Get the fuck out of here.
okay. Now, don't leave when your point's been defeated because you're bringing up a handful of people that are working not on behalf of themselves. All of the people she's mentioned are not working on behalf of themselves. They're working on behalf of the United States government, which is a different conversation. Candace Owens is not working for the government. She's working on behalf of her own best interest.
Interest,
Myron
exactly.
Gaines is working on behalf of his own best interest.
Mhm.
All of these people who are coming over here, tethering, messing stuff up, deliberately trying to sabotage what we got going on and allow them, immigrants, to have an opportunity, are working on behalf of their own best interest as a cultural issue, not a government thing. These are not plants sent here by the government.
And
All
you know
right?
what's crazy, Afro,
That does
if you
not
don't mind,
reflect the
Out of
culture.
here.
Don't
That
do that.
false sense equivalency. That's crazy. The hell
yeah,
you gonna
and
compare
that
us to some white America? That's insane.
and that's one person. After that, she couldn't name nobody else, right? And that's the thing. They always want us to take the high moral ground, which we always have been doing. We've been doing that for the last 65 years when they made podcasts saying you have no culture, customs, traditions. And then when we finally respond the last 3 years because we got tired of it and we put a line in the sand, now is an issue. I don't understand how people want us to sit there and tape her. If she had a woman go and bam her in her face, she's not going to sit there and say, "I'm gonna take the high moral ground." She's going to defend herself. I don't. How much you going to keep taking punch at the punch at the punch at the punch before you get up and say, "All right, we got to put this. We got to put this in order. I'm tired of this."
So, people are saying Myron used to work for the feds. Myron
He
did
did.
used to keyword work for the federal government. And that was way before the Fresh and Fit stuff. All of this stuff past or before Fresh and Fit is all him. That's him. According to what he's saying, that is him. So he's not doing this because that's what he's getting paid to. Well, he is getting paid, but he's doing this because that's what he wants to do. He's doing this out of his own agency. All right. Let's be honest. Him and his other tether friend are doing that out of their own agency. All right. We don't have people working on behalf of a foreign government doing stuff. We have people coming over here becoming citizens and then doing stuff. That's not what we're doing. Let's continue though. We got a lot of people wanna weigh in. Got a lot of people want to weigh in. Let's get to our brother Basic.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? How y'all
How you
doing?
doing?
So, us taking the high ground is basically the Pan-African community. I mean, 99% of Pan-Africans are Black Americans. It ain't a bunch of Caribbean or African people. So we're still taking the high ground. The majority of our people are still going against their own people on account of Africa and Africans. Like, y'all Africans don't even really have to defend yourself against us because we do that every day dealing with our own people who cape for y'all for whatever reason. But the thing that they got in common with y'all is none of y'all gonna do it from Africa. Y'all are always over here. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody's in America, but everybody want to praise Africa, which is what I don't get. And then this Dante Kyle dude, I mean, I think this dude got like a white mammy, if I'm not mistaken.
He do.
But you know, he talk all this black shit. That's what I don't understand, man. Like these Pan Africans, these so called super pro blacks, they don't really be pro black, and they ain't pro African. I guarantee you, he ain't been to Africa, but I bet you he got something to say about Tariq or Speed and all these other folks that go over there. And Keisha, that was like really embarrassing. Like that was so embarrassing. Like to really come up here and say everything you said, and then just drop out as soon as you get a little pushback and somebody makes valid points against what you're saying. Because what you was really telling us to do is to continue to be punching bags. You want us to be on some of that MLK shit, and those days is over, man. Like I don't really understand why y'all want us to be soft. You know, like we not soft. And don't get it wrong. Me personally, I don't have it in me to say certain stuff to these people, even though I don't like them. Like I'll never pull myself to say certain stuff. You know, the most I'll say is I'll tease them about them having Boo Boo Village over there. But other than that, I won't say too much. But I'm also not going to police my own people and tell them what not to say, because y'all have said some of the most despicable things about my ancestors. Like there was one young lady, I think she was South African, and you know, she recently passed away, but she went viral for she was mocking our ancestors for picking cotton.
Wait,
When
she alive?
yeah, she passed
Yeah,
away.
she passed away. Yeah, she messed with Louisiana, man. You know,
Yeah.
don't that's one place you don't mess with.
Right. So
Damn, for real.
she recently passed away, but she went viral a few times. Like she was real disrespectful. And you know, recently she passed away. And you know, it is what it is. So I think people really need to stop trying to tell us to be the take the high ground. You know what I'm saying? Like we are taking the high ground by not smacking the shit out of these people in real life, to be honest with you. You know what I'm saying? Um so I think, man, overall delineation is working because it's weeding out a lot of people amongst our own that we need to be away from us anyway. Because I don't want to be near nobody that's like Keisha. Like I don't not want you as a neighbor or none of that, because y'all some sellouts, and y'all will be the first ones that these people will be able to use against us and to disrupt what we got going on. Y'all will be the first ones. So I'm glad we weeding y'all out, and you know what I'm saying. So just stay on this side when everything pop off. I really hope the Africans gonna ride for you the way you be riding for them, and I land there.
All right, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That's my thing. There's a lot we have a very mature panel here. We're very respectful. Okay, we give grace and everything like that. We even joke around. I joked around with the Somali dude, but I mean, he was tripping, but we joked around. It wasn't no hard. I didn't diss him and his family bloodline. We checked him on his inconsistency, but it wasn't nothing harsh or nothing bad. But the thing is that just because we don't do that, it's not really in our culture to bully people. Culturally speaking, we're just not doing that. Now, there are some spaces that I say, damn, okay, they going kind of heavy on them. I don't police them. I don't.
Me either.
Why I don't do that is because I don't see anybody policing their people. I don't. I've seen some of the most crazy, disrespectful, hateful, bigoted things come from foreigners against us. And I've not seen y'all check them. I've not seen anybody say, as a Sudanese, we don't tolerate Myron. I've never seen y'all do that. I've never seen y'all check y'all people. I've never seen y'all correct nobody. Y'all play dumb and y'all play silent. Y'all play like y'all can't hear nothing. Y'all say, hey, I hear no evil, see no evil. Okay, fine. Well, I hear no evil and see no evil either. Okay. If that's how it's gonna be. Y'all didn't check Kai Cenat when he said, y'all just black, y'all don't have no culture. Okay, so when we talk, when I hear one of our people talk about y'all culture, I hear no evil and see no evil either. I'm not gonna sit up there and police them and make us be super moral, and y'all get to say what y'all want to say. Y'all get to run around and act a muck and act a fool and disrespect my people. No. If you gonna be blind to the shit y'all do, we gonna be blind to shit we do. How about that? And then when y'all wake up, we gonna wake up. When y'all stop talking, we gonna stop talking. It's gonna be like that. Okay? That's how it's gonna be. Don't
Can I
ask us
say
to
this?
take the high road.
I could go either way, right? Because I'm coming from a different place, right? And it took me a while, even when I started hearing them say things about the ancestors, right? And then one day I just said, I'm not coddling them no more. So their energy, what they're saying, depends on my response. And that's how I'm gonna leave it. Now, for the most part, I try to say, okay, let's get, like I did with the young lady, let's get out of our feelings. Let me take you to the government. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And when they can't rebuttal my facts, right? You know what they do, Afro? Get to talking about my family. And then there's no holds barred. Because you're not exposing anything that I didn't say or put on this internet first, right? And then
Mm-hmm.
my children are grown and they might come in the room and be like, wait, hold on. You know what I'm saying? They're going to tell you who they are. They're going to tell you they biased. But still, they my children, not on this internet running them up. And I'm the one giving you facts about your people and what they're doing here. I always say I'm the American that just look overseas and be like, America, leave them alone. And then I go back to my business. But now I got to really research some shit because they doing too much, Afro.
Mm-hmm.
So depending on their energy, how they coming at us, and how they talking about the ancestors is how bad I'm going to drag them. And it's going to be all with facts. But they always bringing up my family. Like I ain't tell them my children were half Caribbean. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So Afro is easy, and my platforms when I go live, I don't talk disparagingly about the Africans or Caribbean. I really be trying to get us on board with delineation, asking them what's the next steps, how we going to move further, and what will be our next projects. They come into my room. What? No African hate today, BX? I be like, what is wrong with y'all? I don't go to Pan African lives. I don't go to Caribbean lives. I don't go to Latino lives. Like I just don't do that. But conveniently, everybody know my name. They all in our spaces and always atting me with some BS. So yeah, they might get a different side of BX when I get off this panel.
All right. Yeah.
But the goal is never to disparage, it's to educate. But at some point in time, I just became over them because some of them don't want the education. They don't.
Mhm. They just
Mm-hmm.
want to throw.
Yeah. That's all. So I wanted to kind of put that disclaimer out because I might go over there and wind up dragging that young lady if she on the panel, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But I never get really, really dirty, right? I try to stick to the facts. And if they can't get it by now, Afro, that's because they don't want to. They just on here to play in our face.
Yep. Notice our ancestors were never on that, so I think it's pointless. Then she had to once I brought the facts up. Oh yeah, well, it's not pointless, but we don't have.
He got a call. He'll be back or text.
What the hell was he about to say? It's not pointless, but it's what?
She said it's not pointless, but it doesn't have to be mean. Okay, well, they're mean too. Well, yeah, they're mean. Notice she can't defend that fact that they're saying that. When I asked, do you know what a cotta means? She said yes. She knew where I was going. Do you
Yeah.
know what bullet bags mean? She said yes. Okay, so are you going to tell them to stop? We should take the high road, man, please. Please. Oh, we get called bullet bags. We got them making fun of the fact that police going out unaliving black people. But we need to take the high road. For what? For what? Why? No.
What's up,
Okay.
Afro?
And all of our ancestors was not about taking the high road. Okay. Don't even say our ancestors took the high road. Yeah, we wouldn't get this far if all of our ancestors took the high road.
Right.
Okay.
You gotta
Our
get down to dirty
ancestors was not
sometimes.
with it. That's the only reason we here.
Mm-hmm.
What's up, Afro? How you doing, man?
I'm good, brother. How you doing?
I'm doing all right, man. I appreciate the conversation that's going on, and
Bless only. What's going
the
on,
Deontay.
bro?
What's going on, nobody? Good to see you, bro. I ain't seen you in a minute, so it's good to see you, man. What I want to say about this conversation, this is what I always find is always wrong with this conversation when we have this. We talk about this whole cohesion and this thing that they always want to say that they want to live under. You have people like, even when we talk about the Deontay Kyle guy, he had Mauna Leo on there. Her manager was a Nigerian guy. When people look back his old tweets and some of the stuff that he said about Black Americans before, people was paying attention, she never answered for that. She wanted to make this whole thing where we are all one. She wanted to unify everybody, and I can understand that. But she never answered for what he said. Her manager, who's a Nigerian guy, talked some of the most distasteful, most just disrespectful things about Black Americans. That was never answered for. And she made her stance on his platform saying that she was not going to apologize for what she did. But her manager talked so disrespectful about our people. That's what they always do. They treat these Africans as if they're like they're infants, as if they're just somehow they have no defense for themselves. But when it comes to us, it's like our voices are always the ones that they want to always try to basically silence, or we're just responding back to the disrespect that's been met. All we have done with this just the whole thing that's going on is agree with what everybody's been saying for generations now, is that we're not the same. And because we agree with them, it became a problem. And with every group, you're going to have overzealous people who are, have a lot of different type of vigor when it comes to the conversations. But for some reason, on the other side, it's never met, as if they always tell us we just need to not listen to them. Just ignore them. And they treat them like they're kids. And
Yeah.
for the Africans and Caribbeans that are there, y'all need to understand that they're treating y'all like y'all are less than, basically telling us to ignore y'all like y'all are just children and y'all have no voice and y'all just are backwards people. But y'all also have a voice too, and y'all say a lot of disrespectful things to us too. So we're supposed to just ignore that because y'all said
only
it?
that, brother.
No.
Not only that. Ignore them as if the worst thing that they're doing is just talking. It would be one thing if they were just talking on the internet. That's not as far as it goes. It gets worse than that. BX just brought it up. Now they're getting in government positions and talking about, I'm voting on reparations because I'm not getting any. It is not like, oh, we're doing this because they're just saying they're being rude, we're being rude. No, these people are really causing issues and real problems, okay? Problems that if we were over in their homelands, we'd be on sticks. They wouldn't tolerate us causing half of the issues that they cause for us. None of them in any country would they tolerate that. None of them. We got people literally sitting today in 2026 in government positions saying, I'm voting no on reparations, and I understand who is for, why you guys are advocating for it, but my family's not from here, so no.
Mhm.
So no, this
Can I say
is
this
a
real quick?
real problem we're getting through. So come on, and then I'm
Quick,
talking
Afro.
about both sides of the aisle, Wes Moore and Brian Donalds. It's not just a Democrat or Republican thing. They all on that.
Let me say this real quick, Afro. And people talk about this whole thing when they talk about reparations, when they talk about the United States of America. People need to understand that they have CARICOM. CARICOM is for the Caribbean. That's for all of the Caribbean places. That does not include us. So when people when they talk about the United States of America, they talk about reparations. CARICOM is advocating for them. And then you had Africa, quote unquote. We know there's 54 countries. We know it's not all one thing. So I hate when they do that. Like we're just all ignorant and we don't know. We understand that. But you have them advocating to try to advocate for us and make us some six type of branch to them. Come on, man. But the CARICOM is for the Caribbean. And we don't step in that. We're not included in that at all. And we don't you don't see us getting mad about that. You'll see us get upset about that. We understand that y'all have a different type of claim. You have a different type of history and historical context as what y'all went through there. We're not upset about that. But for some reason, when these people, first, second gens come to America, all of a sudden they think they're supposed to be entitled to everything that we are. You cannot migrate into an ethnic group. You can't do it. It doesn't make any sense. Because if you can do that, that means that ethnic group does not exist. And that's what most of them see us as Slavs. And I'm not going to say the word on your panel, but that's how they see us. Basically meaning that we are non-existent and we can be treated as a petri dish where they pick the things that are viable, that are good, and the bad things they leave to us. Because all the things that are good about us, they take those. The bad things, they leave to us. The culture, the baby mama culture, all these messed up things they say about us, they leave that to us. So it's not a real thing where they talk about this oneness. It's not true. It's only beneficial with people who come to the West where they try to claim things that are good under blackness that they don't live under as a monolith. They just don't do it. They go by ethnic group, they go by country, and tribe is number one, and then they go by their country, and then they go by their borders that was set up through the whole Berlin Conference. So we're not going to take it anymore. And I'll say this, and I'll land here, Afro. We're not making quote unquote melanated people our enemy. We know what our enemy is. We know who they are. And I think my personal opinion, our biggest adversaries are Latino, to be honest. That's my opinion. But I'm saying People who quote unquote melanated, y'all can cloak yourself in our skin and step out in front and speak as if y'all are us, like Myron Gaines. This guy is an Arab. He's not black in any sense, in my opinion. Until I see his parents, I don't believe he's black. This guy's a Sudanese Arab. Everybody who's born in Africa is not all of a sudden black. Elon Musk is an African. So let's not act like everybody who's born in Africa is African. There's Arabs in Sudan all across the continent of Africa, as well as Chinese and other diverse groups. So Myron Gaines does not speak for us. This guy's an Arab. That's why his vitriol spills out of his mouth so easily, because he's inherently, racism is in who he is. He's not a black man. That is an Arab. So let's not do that. It's not wrong for us to speak up for ourselves, because we're not going to be washed out. No other group would accept to be washed out by another person who come to where they are. No matter what people want to say about it or not, America is our homeland. It is. We have no living relatives in the continent of Africa. That cut was it was cut long ago.
All
So
right.
to make it seem like we have living relatives there, we don't have it.
Yeah.
So we're not going to be washed out. And it's okay for us to speak up and say that.
That's
And
true.
it's not vitriol.
That's
And I'll
true.
land there. My bad.
Appreciate that. We got 8 people in the queue. Okay. People coming up, coming down. So we got to be quick to get everybody's a fair chance to speak. So if I drop y'all down, that's just, just got to be fair. That is what is business. We got to be fair. That don't mean you can't come back up, but that just means that I'm trying to allow everybody to weigh in. Let's get to Joy to the World.
Hello, hello. I am Black American with identify with Caribbean. My parents are Caribbean. I love the identity. You're letting the labels mean everything, and you're letting people know this is foundation. This is our stuff. We own it.
One moment.
And
I'm
I
a little
remember.
confused. One moment, ma'am. What do you mean you're Black American with Caribbean? You have one
So
parent that's Black American or
both my
both
parents
parents?
are from the Caribbean. One is a black from the
Oh,
Caribbean.
okay. So here's the thing. Then you're not a Black American. Black American is an ethnic group. I'm not sure how
Okay.
long you have been in the room.
I
Let
was
me just
born.
get
I
it
was
out.
born
Hold
in
on,
America.
ma'am, please. So what you're confusing is race and nationality, but Black American is an ethnic group. So
Okay,
technically, you are a Caribbean American. That's fine. But a
that's fine.
Black
Yes, sir.
American is a Black person who can trace their ancestry to an 1870 USA census, ma'am.
I stand corrected. You go ahead.
Thank you. Just let me get it out for the rest of the room too. Okay. Not to be mean. So that is a form of erasure, because if you can migrate here and become us, but we're not you, then who are we, right? So when we add the foundational to Black American, that's just distinguishing us further from y'all. Because what the Caribbean does, honestly, especially in New York now. Because before they would say they weren't Black, they're Caribbean. What they're doing now is stepping in and out of Blackness, right? So when they take office, they'll be the first Jamaican to do this or the first Haitian to do that. And then when they get in trouble for something, or when they want us on board with their cause, like now in New York, they're starting to lose those brownstones that they were trying, in those homes they were trying to lock us out of. Now what they're saying is we're Black and that's why we're losing our homes, stuff like that, to pull at our heartstrings, right? So yeah, we have to be mindful that Black American is an ethnic group,
Yes,
and that you
and
are
I
your
just want to
parents'
say,
country of origin. That's all. Go ahead,
yeah,
ma'am.
I wanted to say the label. I remember learning in history when this country thought about, oh, what are we gonna do with the African Americans? And that we were like the biggest. Well, I'm gonna say FBAs were the biggest problem. They always say, "Oh, send them back to Africa." And so I love the name change. That you are the foundation of this country. I hope you grow bigger. Everybody's tired of these political parties. I hope maybe you can form a political party. I guarantee everybody that's fighting you on this would prefer to vote for you guys than anyone else that's out there right now. And I would say this. I just got in touch with my spirituality, and I just want to say on this platform to pray for Jasmine Crockett. I feel something spiritual with her, that she can take it to the highest office and just
No, No,
Alrighty.
no.
Democrat
Please don't bring
shield.
up spirituality. We're all spiritual here, ma'am.
Yeah,
Please, no.
Please don't bring God into your shilling. I don't like that. It's
Right,
disrespectful.
right.
Let's not do that.
Very. We're not, and to those in the comments, we're not African American. I was born in '75. My birth certificate says black. New York was called land of the black since the 1600s. When the Dutch gave us land, black always came before the African American. For many of us. So in this room, please call us Black American. Okay. Jasmine Crockett. Let's leave her out of it. We're
yeah.
not
We're
in
having a
favor of
cultural
Jasmine.
conversation now, not a
Right.
political one. We
Yeah.
have
Can I?
those, but that's not what this is about. Because then there's gonna be a debate of I like Jasmine, I don't like Jasmine, and we not talking about Jasmine Crockett today.
And you know what's crazy? Afro League, 10 seconds. You know what? This is a teachable moment because this is why calling yourself Black American. This is why we kind of against you calling yourself Black American because subconsciously you said we have done right. You see on a subconscious level what happens. You start now blurring the lines and blending in, and now taking the work and the things that our ancestors did and start claiming it. Although you're Caribbean, so you hit us with the we have done, and I was confused. Like who's we?
If I say
I
you,
don't
would
I
it be
don't
like
I
you
don't speak
people? Would
French.
you
I don't
get
speak
like
French. I don't know where the
offended?
we come from. Huh?
You know when people say you people, then is that an offense to you
No,
people
no.
over
But if
there?
you would have said, if you
It's
would,
the same way. Hold on, where you're from
Mhm.
in the Caribbean? Where's
So my Trinidad.
Trinidad? Okay. What
Yeah.
holidays do Trinidadians celebrate? I'm not sure exactly. Both your parents, right?
Probably the pagan holidays, the Christmas and all that.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Let's say there's a holiday or there's a custom or something like that in Trinidad.
Yeah.
Okay, let's say that. I can't say, our Trinidadian culture, we do this or we celebrate Carnival or because y'all make it abundantly clear. Carnival is for y'all and y'all alone. Y'all made that clear. Okay, year after year, y'all made that very clear. Okay, that if and it got to be a celebrity step foot in Carnival, they are a guest and that is it. Y'all made that clear. So we can't do the whole, we and y'all know when to say we. Come on now.
Do
Let's
you
not do
feel
that.
it? Do you feel excluded from I'm asking, do you feel excluded from functions or anything like
From your
ever
No,
culture?
it's
from
not being
any
excluded. It's being
mine
made
or
to
any
feel.
other?
Hold on, man. Is being made to feel like a guest. And first off, some of them we do, but it's them establishing like, no, this is not your house. This is my house that we're allowing you to come in. And yet, when it comes to our house, y'all want us to treat it as if it's everybody's house, and that's where we're drawing the line.
Yeah.
Can we bring up
And
Afro?
Michael B.
I
Jordan?
also want to make the
One moment,
perspective
Jordan.
when
Moment, Jordan. What about Michael B. Jordan?
I was just about to say that, BX.
Thank you.
Because she's a Trinidadian and she didn't understand, like, Black Americans, we've never been closed off about cultural exchange. We've never told anybody, you can't rap, you can't do this. We've never done that. But yo,
No.
girl, hold on, whoa, sweetheart, hold on. Because y'all like to bring in the whole Caribbeans were there with hip hop, whatever. All right, cool. Juve, Michael B. Jordan's trying to start his rum brand titled Juve. Y'all was getting the pitchforks and the torches and a whole bunch of ish. And even then, Nicki Minaj didn't make the situation better. She publicly decried this man. So much so that he did not intercede on this brand. So yes, y'all are very when it comes to preserving y'all culture, y'all know when to grab the stuff and be like, no, we have never done that to y'all. If so, let me know when we done it.
Let me ask you a question so I understand that. If I was to come around y'all, what would I wear or do or say that y'all would say is cultural appropriation? Because I never felt like I needed to be a certain way around y'all. Whenever I went to school or parties, what if you looked at
It's
me?
not that deep. It's not that deep, honestly.
Okay,
It's really not. It's the what Foundational just said. When you're talking about history and heritage, you're using we as if
Yeah.
you have claim in something you don't have
Okay.
claim in. I can't go to my best friend's house and say, our mother said something. No, that's his mama.
Okay.
I might love her like an
Right.
auntie. That's not my mom. I don't love, I mean, if I went to my cousin's house, I can't say, that's our mom. No, we have two different moms. That's
Yeah.
my auntie. We're related, but we
I
have
also
two
wanted.
different moms. So when you using the word we as if you have a claim to a culture or a heritage that you don't, that's where the problem starts. Because y'all make it abundantly clear we can't think about crossing that line with y'all. Y'all shut that down every time. We cannot think about crossing that line with y'all. Y'all let know, hey, no, this is our line. Don't even think about that, Michael B. Jordan. Stay over there. That's where you're from. So let's come. We got to be
Can I ask
honest.
a
That's the only
question
way
too?
we can move
Like,
forward.
1 minute. 1 minute. Are you residing in New York at this time?
New York, New Jersey.
Okay, good. Good.
Hmm.
So Juneteenth is a foundational Black American holiday, right? Our Galveston, Texas ancestors were not alerted to the fact that they were emancipated until 1865, right? On June 19th. And so Texas has always celebrated Juneteenth. Others started celebrating a little bit later, but Texas have been celebrating Juneteenth since 1866. I got the memo a little late. I do my own thing. Honorary dinner because I venerate my ancestors. But this past year was amazing to me. The Caribbean.
Yeah.
The Caribbean. Can't just say it was Jamaicans this time. Was like appropriate Caribbean Juneteenth, and we're going to sell this much, and we're going to have this party. So our people, right, who are lawyers, scholars, historians, started contacting these party promoters and saying, look, Juneteenth's flag is not RBG colors, it's red, white, and blue. You really need to adhere to the standard and the culture of Juneteenth and the ancestors who were emancipated. Do you know what they started saying? Y'all have Harlem. This is Brooklyn. We're going to do what we want. Y'all are so boasty, right? That y'all went and got June to be our heritage month. And I'm just wondering, when did the Caribbean bump their heads? Right?
Can
Because
I
I
just
don't
say
care
this
about,
from an
no, I'm
insider?
about to land. I'm about to land. That West Indian Day Parade of Trinidadian, of all
Yeah, yeah.
people, was the one who started that, right? On our Labor Day. And we've allowed it. But now I'm like, it's always filled with violence. Why do we need it? You
Right.
know what
Can
I'm
I
saying?
ask you a
It's
question
because
too?
the
A
lack
lot of
of
those
respect.
events.
I'm gonna land here. It's a lack of respect for our cultural boundaries, the resistance, and then the think pieces, diminishing our ancestors and what y'all feel y'all should do just because y'all been here for so long, but we've been here longer. We actually built this place. So y'all gotta
So
really get together. You asking
can
us questions, right?
mhm.
After this, what do you plan to do with the answers? Are you gonna go sit and talk to your people and ask them why? Do we feel this way, and what can y'all do to change some things? Because y'all are a large part of why our relationship has eroded.
I want to show
Honestly.
you love in my experience, just being around you guys. Like when we go to things, we're together. We don't think about anything bad. We sometimes they're vendors. We spend our money. You guys come to what we have on Labor Day. You spend your money. That's how we uplift each other. We always love your music, and I've seen you come over and love what we do. And there was nothing of you or mine. It's like, where is the party at? And then so I never saw anything that was divisive, and I hope it stays the same. But I want to ask you a question too, so I know what feelings are behind this. I always talk about nations and countries and the relations as women, because if you look at books, they always say like America is she or
Hold
country.
on, you're really not addressing what I said first, right? You said in your
Uh-huh.
experience,
And
that's your anecdotal
we've
experience.
had about like an hour. If it's only been like a couple of people speaking, we gotta
Okay.
really,
I'm sorry. We could move on.
you
You
know.
could feel free to follow and come back another day, Joy.
All
But
right. Well,
we're not talking
thank
about anecdotal. This is other people who have seen this, other people that got involved because the Caribbean was very disrespectful to us, especially
you.
during Juneteenth. So
Can I
just
ask you
because
one
you
last
didn't witness
question?
it
Oh
doesn't mean that
Lord,
your
how many
people
questions
weren't
you got, child?
disrespectful. I'll land there.
What's your
No,
question?
keep
But I'm gonna
going
have
Okay,
to
so
because
I
I'm
want
cycle
to
you
ask a
out.
interested.
question.
I'm
So
Just
I
just
curious.
know
ask your
I know
question
what
and listen
feelings
to it
behind
on
it.
the. What's
So
the question?
so with nations, we look at I kind of call them like females, right? Because in written history, they call countries and nations females,
Okay.
even in biblical history. And so I wonder, does it feel like you were the original wife and all everybody else is coming in? You built this house, you were the best wife, and now the man is paying attention to everybody else, and you feel like a little overlooked, and you feel like
Who's the man?
hurt. whoever who's the man,
White
I
man,
don't need
another
to tell
man.
you who the man is.
Oh God.
Gets worse
But
because
I'm
you
gonna
know
tell you,
what?
I'm
It
not
gets
I'm
worse.
not
It gets
reducing.
worse. First of all, the man, right? I'm gonna assume is the government, and y'all became the willing
Thank you
tool
for
for the
your question.
government.
Thank you.
Black
Just listen on the
Americans have
playback because we
never
just
become
gotta
the willing
we
tool
really just gotta we
against
just
y'all.
really
We just
gotta we
haven't done
gotta.
that.
Can I say something real quick pertaining to
Okay,
what
hold
she
on.
said?
No, no, because we have an order,
I'm gonna bring the next
Yeah.
and I
person up.
believe motion was next.
Okay, thank you.
Sage, come on.
So, am I next? Okay. Well,
Yeah.
yeah, thank you, Afro, bringing me up on your platform as always.
Come on,
As far
Sage.
as,
Go ahead.
Oh no, King, I
Bro, if
wanted to.
let's say
Oh,
you
go
was a
ahead.
wife
Go
and
ahead.
you cooked and cleaned the house, and then the man comes in from a long day at work and he cheating on you with the side chick from across the room and all that. How do you feel about that? And you carried the baby, but you don't even really know. Like,
He cheated
y'all
on
feel
us with
like
an
a beat up
African
wife?
desperate.
What
He
the
got
hell?
Yeah, and you know what's crazy? I started laughing because I know she think the man is the white man, so that's why the white tea man. So
The man comes in. He don't ever. He used to bring you flowers. He don't bring you flowers no more. He used to buy you chocolates. He don't buy you chocolates no more. You know what I'm saying? He's working late nights, but you see him. He smells like perfume when he walks in the room, and he's rushing to take a shower now. And you know,
oh my
okay.
God. I
that was
was
your last question. I'm sorry.
I was trying not to laugh. I swear. I was, but
Okay,
let
I
me
said
my
we got.
go.
It's the
Oh,
topic. Like, for real.
right.
hell no.
They really see the white team.
Wow.
They really see the white team man as God sometimes, family. It's sad.
Literally.
Does it on me
Like,
now, y'all? Wow.
Oh man.
So, is it on
Okay,
me
let's.
now? Or?
Yeah, you got it.
Oh,
You
they,
got it.
my
Okay.
brother want to talk. Go ahead, fam.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
and then
I
we'll
got a
get
lot
to
to say.
Violet. Uh,
Yeah, you
Yeah,
know,
Violet.
we vibe a little bit
Violet.
here, family. No disrespect. Go ahead.
no, no disrespect. No, I appreciate you for bringing me on the platform. As far as the topic, I just want to bring up my experiences, on here basically, and like everything that's been going on, you know, I even because I've been around for a long time. I've been listening to Tariq for 20 something years. I was around when Afro first started his YouTube. My brother D1, he's just coming up and he's doing his book. So I agree with, FBI. I agree with that we are our own lineage. I was down with that. I agree that delineation is important. But unfortunately, like Afro said, it's not our place to really police people. But unfortunately, some of us in our lineage do go overboard. Not saying that some of the tethers don't go overboard, but unfortunately, that's putting a bad look on the scholarship that people like, Afro bring around and, Tariq do the scholarship. And then I think, a lot of us look at Tariq as almost a comedian. Tariq could play the dozens with a lot of, people that he called tethers and call them out in a comedic way without being, just downright, disrespectful and hateful towards, people, that don't have the same lineage as us. But I think some of us, see that and then make our whole platform that, and I don't agree with that. I don't think that's a good thing that people should be doing. But like you said, you can't police nobody when you don't call out the tethers. I call out the tethers as well. But I also call out us when we just going too overboard. And some people might not like that, but I'm going to speak my mind the whole time. And also, like I said, I've been around since the delineation thing started, and basically it was to call out tethers and to have our reparations for claim, and also to call out people that's in political positions that's trying to cosplay as us, talking down on us, and trying to take away from what we're trying to do, politically. So I thought that was great, but unfortunately, sometimes it turned into something else. And I had to call that out. And as far as Deontay Cal, he's able to use the people that are extreme against against not against our lineage, but against the movement, because we FBA regardless, so it can't be against. We not a movement, we a lineage. But the people that's doing things for reparations and doing things politically, that kind of hinders them, in the movement space of things, if you understand what I'm saying. So he can use that as a trope because he knows those people. And like I said, I'm not trying to be out cold and talk about, but I just left a panel with some people that's got big names in the delineation movement. And I'm not even going to speak on that, but it's things going on that shouldn't be going on amongst FBA. So unfortunately, that's what I'm saying. But go ahead.
Yeah, okay. Well, I'm going to say this. First off, I want to thank you for your support because you have been supporting the channel and all of that for years, and I appreciate you for that. I thank you for that. I'm going to say that. And we have to understand FBA is the lineage. It's not the movement. There is a delineation movement among FBA, and you will have characters that will do things that, in our opinion, might be a little overboard, might be a little much. There's things I see that might be a little much. However, as you said, we're not here for policing people. And what you said reminded me of a time I saw an interview. I watched an interview online of Fred Hampton, and he was saying that too, because he said the Black Panther Party, we try to be disciplined. We try to be politically disciplined, even when it comes to our interviews, when it comes to our relationship with the government, with police and everything like that. Notice that none of the Black Panthers ever cursed at all. On camera, at least. I'm sure they cursed off camera, but they didn't curse. And they made it a point not to use profanity when they were doing interviews or when they were having messaging in front of the cameras and all of that stuff. They made it a point not to. There were other groups of people who did, and they thought that kind of hurt the image of the movement and all of that stuff. Ultimately, there will be people whose methodologies go a little bit different than how you feel like it should go. And I agree. That happens in every movement. In every movement, there will be a segment of people who say, actually, I think we should push harder than what we're doing. And that is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Some people do it for entertainment aspects. Some people think we need to go that hard on them. And the best thing we can do is what the Black Panthers did, what Fred Hampton said his solution was to just be the best representative that you can be. You know what I'm saying? Because there's really nothing we can do unless we're going to take away their access to the internet, which we can't do. There's nothing we can do but represent ourselves in the lineage and what the message is as civilly as possible. I think that a lot of people online are trying to cherry pick some of the most extreme or harsh sound bites that they can and make it seem like that's the entirety of the movement, and they've done that with every movement. They used to do that with Malcolm X. They used to do that with the Black Panthers. They used to do that with every movement. It's always going to be that way, unfortunately, because that's just the nature of movements in and of itself. So,
and I agree. I'm going to drop down, but I agree with everything you said and how you just put it. Like I said, when I watched you and I watched brothers like KD1, make sure y'all grab his Foundational Black American book. Not to plug on your thing, but he wrote a book and it's excellent for Foundational Black American culture. But I just want to say, that gives me, because sometimes I'm a very scholarly dude, and a lot of people don't agree with me, even in the FBA community. And then I go to check the tethers, and they don't like me either. So I have a very strong personality that's hard to be liked. But at the end of the day, it makes me, proud to represent our FBA lineage, because it was so much negativity. I was like, I'm just going to start saying Black American. But, now that you say just be the best representative, that makes me feel better about just going hard and study on the lineage and doing what we got to do and being the best representative I could be. Thank you for letting me speak.
Thank you. Appreciate that. Yep, that's just, we don't even curse here. Sometimes I might curse. So I might curse. I know BX is gonna get off on Mike BL like, really? You don't? I might break the rules sometimes, but we do have them. BX says them all the time. Every time I break the rules, I know she just be palming her face. I know she like, you know better. I know she gets sick of me sometimes. She's not going to admit it. She never is going to admit it, but she gets sick of me sometimes. I just know it. But hey, look, we don't be cursing or whatever. We be vibing. We be joking. We'll correct you if you wrong or correct your points. But you know what I'm saying? We ain't talking about your family, talking about your mom. We ain't even doing all that. Some people, they might do it, but that's not how we handle ourselves here. You know what I'm saying? And ultimately, if that's their method, there's none. We can't police them, and I don't even think that we should start. I don't think we should start policing them because the opposition's not policing themselves. You know, you know what I'm saying. So if it's open season, let it be open season for everybody. That's all I'm saying.
And you know what?
Right.
It's always just, because going back to the point of us having a moral high ground, and really, really, we like the mama and daddy of all melanated people, to be honest. So there's really always going to be an FBA to check that sort of behavior. So I don't really feel a need because there's always somebody going to be there. That's why, like, niggas like Charleston White, a lot of Black Americans weren't like jaw dropping, like appalled from some of the stuff he was saying, because we got an uncle that saying some similar shit. We got a great granddaddy, we got an auntie, there's somebody that's always going to hold Black people accountable, even to the point of our own detriment, to the point where it's even our goddamn fault. So there's always going to be there. We always have Black people that's going to check other Black people. That's honestly a part of white supremacy, but also part of our culture. So I don't feel the need to do that. Every time I see a Black American going too far, it's like, well, I'm just gonna keep scrolling. I just keep scrolling because somebody's gonna be in that mother, whether it's in the comments or hop up on the panel. At some point, a Black American's gonna be like, yeah, those are brothers and sisters. We all African. Somebody's gonna get up there and say that. So I mean, it just is what it is. What the fuck? I'm not about to
Yeah, she's right. Our family wouldn't let us go too far.
Come on, So yeah.
And that's why I don't really correct like that neither. Because let's be clear, if my people are going in like that, that's in response. We don't start with people. We don't go out of we mirrors. As you give us love, we're gonna give you love back. If you give us, we're gonna hit back. We come from a warrior class of ancestors that never fled, never ran. So we're not gonna take no BS. So if at the end of the day, if they doing something, it's for a reason. They're not just coming out there just messing with people. See, the problem is too many people looking to be told what to do, or a leader or something like that. No, we 50 million people. We not bossing people around, telling people what to do. If you're looking for a leader, go somewhere else. This is like, I don't understand. People still trying to find a way to look for a leader, be told what to do. No, we ain't doing that.
Yeah,
and then how are we gonna say this is the code is the leader, but yet we're telling people what to do? We're making people stop doing. The code is the leader. We don't have the authority to make them stop doing it. We're gonna keep moving. We're gonna move on though, so we can get to as many people as possible. So we're gonna get to violent. Notice BX didn't unmute herself when I was saying she was disappointed. BX was nodding in silence. BX was like, "Yep, I do. I sure do." She didn't want me to hear it. That's why she didn't unmute herself.
Exactly. I be back here cringing, y'all.
All right. See, we have fun here. Violin, you got it.
Hi, I just want to say hi, everybody. This is my first time on a panel. I saw it because of BX. I follow BX everywhere. I don't know if she notices this, but I follow her. I love her. She's so educated, well-spoken. So peace and blessings unto everybody and KDI. I really wanted to just say something. I wanted to respond to the Caribbean girl because I was very agitated when she started talking about how everything is so welcoming with Black Americans when it comes to their culture. But it's like they don't grasp the concept that if I decide to throw a carnival-themed birthday party right now, and I keep saying that I'm a Black American, that they will take that and they will say that I'm being disrespectful, and they don't respect our culture. So that right there was that was irking me, because it's like, soon as we start doing a little bit of what they doing, if I start dressing up like them, they're gonna be like, that's disrespectful. You are not a part of the Caribbean family, and you should be ashamed of yourself. But then when they dress up in our hip hop, or they dress up in our music, or they dress up in everything that we do, it's like Black Americans don't have any culture. It's like, how dare you? How dare you? So I was very triggered by her. So I just wanted to come up here and respond to that for real. But
yeah, exactly. Imagine if we was to go to anywhere in the Caribbean and talk about, hey, we're the new kings and queens of reggae.
Right.
We're the kings and queens of reggae. If we started doing that, first off, none of them would accept that at all. All of them would see that as highly disrespectful, okay, and want us to leave. Yeah, we got folks like Nicki Minaj, who is from Trinidad, where she's from, coming over here calling herself the queen of rap or the queen of hip hop or whatever. She calls herself the queen often. We go to their country and call ourselves the kings or queens of anything, and they're running us out. So yeah, there does need to be barriers. There needs to be lines. Come on now, come on. We ain't gonna be doing that. No.
That's why I was so triggered, and I'm gonna hurry up and move on because y'all don't like people to be long-winded. But Nicki Minaj triggered me, and I've been reading her for filth on my page for months because I just see her tap dancing and how she flip-flops, and she got so much wealth off of the black community just to turn her back for some selfish stuff just because she's over here illegally. So yeah, but shout out to y'all. I love y'all for real. I'll drop down.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that, Dan. That's real talk. That's a great point. Let's get to KD1.
What's up, Afro, ZZ, panel? What's going on, y'all?
What's up
How
now?
you doing? How you doing?
Shoot, man, I'm all right. All right, first things first. I want to give a shout out to my guy, Motion Pick. You know what I'm saying? He came to our panel yesterday. He shared a similar sentiment, and I kind of get where he coming from a little bit because shit, sometimes we do fly off the handle. I'll be hearing shit. I'll be like, God damn. But at the same time, it is a response. You know what I'm saying? And it ain't on me to and I'm 100% in lockstep with you, Afro. When you was like, hey, ain't nobody policing the tethers. You ain't, but I can't police my own people when they just getting back at them. You know what I mean? But regards to Deontay Cal, only time he literally took the words right out my mind. Literally took them right out my mind. And as far as I'm concerned, because of that Mona Leo thing, because that's what I was gonna bring up. Pardon my language. I know we don't cuss up here, but I gotta say this. I ain't trying to hear shit he gotta say. I don't care. Like you can say whatever you want about FBA. You, Mona Leo, and the rest of y'all. When it came to surface that Mona Leo had anti-black American xenophobic folks in her corner, y'all ain't addressed that. So how you gonna skip right back to talking stuff about us again? You ain't even check what was going on your show. So I ain't trying to hear it, bro. Like I'm really not trying to hear it, and that's a sentiment that I unfortunately find among those of our people who are Pan-Africanists or Pan-African adjacent with that universal blackness idea. It's this thing where like Deontay Kyle was saying, he was like, man, them niggas been brainwashed, so you gotta ignore it. Like, man, no, it's a lot of people who do a lot of things to folks because they have we can say they've been quote unquote brainwashed. Just people who are OBB people or ROB people because they got a wrong outlook at life. You know what I'm saying? But if somebody trying to ROB me, if I can, I'm gonna defend myself, right? Well, okay. Like I don't care about your background. I don't care, what it is that got you out here robbing people. You try to rob me, and I can do something about it. It's up. So yeah, forget what Deontay Crowd talking about.
And when does brainwashing? Because that does happen. Okay. And how far should we allow that excuse to go without any type of consequences, without any type of repercussions? Because if we do that, then they are problematic, but they've been brainwashed. Fine. Well, you could say the same thing about Trump. You can say the same thing about the Grand Wizard of the Klan. You can say the same thing about any and everybody. I guess there should be no consequences. There should be no pushback. There should be no correction for anybody because they've all been brainwashed, right?
Yep.
When do we stop that?
Exactly, man. And you want to know what? Like they kind of infantilize them. You know what I'm saying? Like people who make those of our people who haven't delineated, they make that excuse for them. They infantilize them and treat them like they kids. But even kids get whoopings. You know what I'm saying? Even kids get whooping. So you got to spank these jokers every now and again. I keep on getting ready to cuss. I'm sorry.
No.
Can I have a request? Oh,
huh?
No, I was going to request if you can, because the last time you played the sound clip, it was about 150 in the room. It was about 300 plus people in the room. If you don't mind, if you could play it one more time, just so I could blood, boil my blood.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, there's a lot of
so I can get mad, and I appreciate you.
Okay.
Gotta refresh the energy.
Gotta refresh the.
Okay, here we go. Let me turn it up. Oh shit. Oh shit. Hold on. Yeah, let me turn that down. Hold on. All right, there we go. Foundational Black American. These niggas ain't involved in nothing outside. They ain't doing shit outside. They're on the internet looking for niggas that look just like them to degrade and call tethers all day. I don't see these niggas doing no work against none of these fucking Nazis, none of these fucking Klansmen, nothing. All I see is them niggas calling out other black people all day. That's divisive as fuck. Questioning niggas. Where you from? Where was you born? Nigga gotta show you your freedom papers? Damn, massa. I gotta show you the freedom papers? Who is these niggas on this nag? Bunch of motherfucking Stevens over there trying to check a nigga blood. Wanna check a nigga papers. Sound like ICE. Another 3-letter organization. Healing and perspective or hate speech and fear mongering. But a lot of us only know how to be in community with abusers. So when niggas start talking about healing, when niggas start talking about organization, we start talking about inclusion, we start talking about mass communal practices. You've never seen that. That's not your experience. That's not where you feel comfortable. Calling niggas names, checking niggas verification. What hood is this? What hood is that? Now, if we was gangbanging and killing each other, it would be a problem. But it's not a problem when a nigga asks where you from, and it's on the internet, and it's on the basis of a culture that we created out of oppression. You don't want to let other niggas participate in your culture because they come over here and degrade him, and you know the business of colonization better than anybody. These niggas is brainwashed. I'm not going back and forth with no nigga that come here from another country in search of the American dream when I know this shit is a nightmare. I'm not going back and forth with no nigga that think he finna get some favor from these white people. I see you niggas that's born in America do the same shit. Michigan head coach, that nigga ain't no tether. Stephen A. Smith ain't a motherfucking tether. How many niggas have we seen tap dance and degrade black people that are from America, born in America? When niggas do it from abroad, I don't say it's an issue with them. I know that they're brainwashed by the system because they went through colonization over there just like we went through it over here. Why the fuck is they leaving Africa? Because Europeans are destabilizing their countries, inserting capitalist dictators, fascist dictators, and more democratic socialist societies, toppling governments, and then sending the niggas fleeing, where do they go? To America. And what do? They come through with their religious minds, with their colonized minds, and destable black American revolutionaries because they don't know no better. And it's a bunch of niggas in America that don't know no better. They only are used to being in community with abusers. We have been oppressed in this country for 400 years. Some of us don't know how it feels not to be oppressed. Some of you ain't comfortable if you're not oppressed. You've never created an idea of what freedom looks like for you. Black Americans, and I advocate for this, me and Big Cat are the blackest of black Americans. We are true to the black American experience. We are proud. We also understand that our story doesn't start here nor end here. The Panthers were Pan-Africanists. Marcus Garvey was a Pan-Africanist. All the leaders and things that came before you that gave you the blueprint to feel revolutionary were also thinking about global movements, mass communal practices instead of micro movements. All right. There it is.
Can I speak on that, bro?
Yeah, I didn't get the chance
Now, before you do that, everybody in the chat room, we got almost 500 people in the chat room. If you all agree with what he said, I want to know how many people agree. Put a number 1 in the chat room and request up. If you agree with what he said, put a number 1 and because some people are like, he right though. Okay, all right. How many people agree? Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, so God, where did the confusion start? Where did the origin point of confusion start? Because to say all that, to say, yeah, they come over here and they do this and they do that, but they're just brainwashed. Well, why do you think we're asking questions then? Why do you think we have to ask these questions? You just answered it for us. These people, they come over here brainwashed. They come over here selfish. They come over here wanting to do X, Y, and Z against us at their own benefit. So he named, and it's so disappointing because when I first started watching this dude, I had a lot of hope because he was speaking some real shit. Pardon my language, sorry. He was speaking some real stuff. But it's almost like it's that, how, and I hate to mention him, but how Umar says everybody got that coon chip in their head? Mm-hmm. It's almost the same with the Pan-Africanist thing. They got that Pan-Africanist chip in their head and they just can't let it go. They can't let it go. And that's his thing. I'm not saying that the idealistic mindset of wanting us all to be unified is a bad thing. But in this state right now, in the moment that we are living right now, we don't have time for it. Maybe 50 to 100 years down the road, we'll consider it.
Hmm.
But as of now, that's not the focus. And to equate how we view things as almost as we're operating under a cult is extremely insulting. Extremely insulting. And not only just that, you guys here's the issue. And this is something that they're not willing to admit. It's not FBA. That's not the issue you have. You just don't like Tariq. And I don't agree with everything he says, don't get me wrong, but be honest. Don't lie. Don't act like, oh, it's all. No, you don't like a specific person. You feel like this specific person with their background is the issue. And it's funny too, because, and I don't mind putting this business out here. He said it on his platform. Deontay used to make and sell the stuff they pushed on us in the
Hard
80s. I'm not
candy.
gonna say
He
the
used
word.
hard candy. Yeah, he did.
Yeah,
He admitted that. Yeah.
he used to sell hard candy. But because Tariq made some pickup books and was pimping and stuff, we need to focus on that. Dude, you sold hard candy to your own community. What are we even talking about? And we've had other people within who have been, activists and scholars and leaders who initially didn't start off well, but as they got wiser and as they listened to more of the people who saw the better interest for our community, they cleaned up, i.e. Malcolm X. Okay? So before we start pointing the finger, oh, he was a pimp, dude, you sold hard candy. You sold drugs to the community. You don't have a good track record either. But I'll land with that.
Yeah. And what does what he used to do 25, close to 30 years ago have to do with the movement that you dislike today? Because that wasn't an issue. Him being an alleged pimp and all that stuff wasn't an issue when y'all said he was on the Pan-African tip. When he was on that type of time, it wasn't an issue. But now that he's on delineation, now all what he did before is an issue. You know what I'm saying? Now all that stuff that was never an issue before is an issue now. I want to also add something else, and then we're going to get to Mary. Okay. The whole intercommunal relationship that we have. And he said that we don't understand healthy relationships because we're so used to abuse. We don't know how to have a healthy relationship. We have been the only people preaching that. Ain't nobody else in the world is on this intercommunal, everybody come together, kumbaya stuff. We know nobody else in the world is on that. Nobody. Okay, name a person who is. And I don't want to hear that return to Africa if you have $100,000 in your bank account. Don't do that. I'm talking about this intercommunal thing that you're saying we're rejecting. We can't reject something that doesn't exist anywhere. We're just accepting and acknowledging the reality. And the reality of the situation is that nobody is on that type of time. And now we're finally admitting it. Hey, okay, well, if ain't nobody on that type of time, we don't even need to be talking about it then. But they want us to stay where we were while everybody else is advancing themselves. And that's not going to work no more. Okay. We realize this ain't a team sport. Like for everybody in the world, okay? If that's the case, if we're playing off of individual teams, then that's what it is. Okay? Let's not do that. Let's not do that. They preached about Pan-Africanism and they preached about that and they did, and they were ignored. They were ignored. Okay? When Malcolm X went to Africa, they said, "Hey, that stuff y'all got going on, that's not we don't got nothing to do with that." There's been several of our ancestors that went to Africa, tried to extend the olive branch, tried to make this intercommunal, intercontinental thing. And they said, hey, we is not on that. And they've never been, and they're not now. They're not now. They're not even on that with each other. They're not even on that with each other. They're not even on that with different tribes. They're not even on that with the same nationality in different tribes. They're not on that. They've never been on that. That's why they've been colonized. Europeans was all like, I mean, if they're going to be fighting each other, we can just draw this line right here. They don't care. That's why they've been colonized. They was able to sell other people from different tribes off to Europeans and everything, because that's how they've always been. And now we just understand that reality now. And now that we understand that reality, we can now adjust our behavior going forward. Solutions are only gonna come if we recognize the situation for what it is, not what we want it to be, but for what it is, and then adjust our behavior around that, adapt our behavior to the situation and an environment that it is, not what we want it to be. Okay? You play the cards that are dealt, not the cards you want to have.
If I can get my take on this before I'm about to get ready, I gotta get ready to
Go
drop.
ahead,
So
go
if
ahead.
you don't mind. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. I just had to hear it again, kind of, because it's ridiculous, right? Because the problem is, I think we got to understand that we always went after the white tee. A lot of, why don't you go against the white tee? We always have. We had something called Black Twitter, right? And Black Twitter is where the immigrant class live vicariously through us, because they don't have the gall and the balls to go against the YT, right? And so they saw us making them lose jobs, they saw us making them lose businesses, and they was loving it, right? They was loving the fact that we're doing it. The problem is, they thought that our energy was racist and don't see no color. See, the thing they forgot is, our energy is not racist and don't see no color. It don't see no race, none of that. Anybody can get it. And I think that's where they forgot, and that's where they messed up at. So the moment they started undermining us, they thought that we was going to continue to turn the other cheek. Because we've been turning the other cheek for the last 65 years. It's only the last 3 years we finally put the line in the sand and say, okay, we're going to start responding. There's only so much high moral ground someone can do when somebody constantly kicking you, punching you, hitting you, and you. It's only so much. The weakest of the weakest is going to stand up if they're back in the corner, right? That's just how that works. And so the moment we start now finally checking them for the things they've been saying, doing, because I want us to understand it's not just words. Like BX hit one of the pillars, because there's 4 pillars to the so-called diaspora wars. One of them is political, which BX hit. Second is economics. The third is the social, which we're talking about right now. And the fourth is the higher hands. So when it come down to it, they thought that we were going to sit back and continue to be undermined in every aspect, because it's more than just words. No, we're going to call it out. People like Dante want you to be the carpet for the world to walk on. He wants you to lay down and take it. And, well, they don't know better. They not, come on, guys. Those same people that don't know better are doing tribal wars where they unaliving whole tribes, unaliving whole people, unaliving. These people are not babies. The way you're making them sound as if they're primitive, right? So it's actually, you're disrespecting them in a manner by saying just ignore them, they're just babies. So it's a double-edged sword. See, and that's my issue. Right. So one thing we got to understand, because everybody keeps saying, go after the white man, go after the white tee. Well, these people are in direct correlation with white supremacy, because they keep talking about this. We all got the same common enemy. No, we don't. We don't have the same common enemy, family, because their enemy is tribalism. Their enemy is poverty. And when they come here, the systems in place to undermine us are their liberators, right? So we don't have the same common enemy. And so what I'm saying is, this is why they align themselves with the white supremacy and are the sword and the shield for white supremacy, right? And so, like I always say on this platform, you gotta, if you do any kind of combat, you know what I'm talking about. You gotta remove the weapon before you hit the head and the body. So if they are the sword and shields for white supremacy, that means they are part of the white supremacy system, which means we are going after the white supremacy system. The Haitian Revolution, they didn't go after the white first. They went after the mulattoes or the melanated people first before they went to their mission to accomplish their goals, because they realized, hold on, we got to get rid of the people that's undermining us, that look like us first, before we have accomplished where we have to go. It seems like when it comes to this side of the playing field, people seem that now the standards change when it comes to us. We have to continue to have people undermine. No, we're not doing that, family. We're not doing that. And if you want to talk about Marcus Garvey was an agent kissing the boot in the behind of white supremacy. He literally sent a letter to Sevier Cox, which is a white supremacist, Triple K, right? He sent the letter saying the Black Americans are weak slumberers, lazy, right? Look at the letter. You can look this up, family. All it takes is a fraction of a brain in a Google search. He constantly called us lazy on a day-to-day basis. So much our people got tired of it, and they had something called Garvey must go, because he was trying to undermine us and scam us with the Black Star ship boat that he was creating. So when it come down, they've been doing this all the way down to Marcus Garvey. So when he brought up Marcus Garvey, that was the wrong person to bring up, because that man was the first person, immigrant, that set the standard, the progenitor that set the standard for the "you lazy" rhetoric, for the all the rhetoric we hear today. He was the first one to say that. So I'm gonna land on that. I wish y'all all the best. Thank you so much, Afro. But this rhetoric is really tiring. These people want us to be the carpet for the world to walk on, and we're not going to be the carpet for the world to walk on anymore. We're not going to sit down and just take it, and we're going to respond. You say something degenerate, we will respond to it. If you don't like it, don't say nothing. Leave us alone, right? And that's it. Much love.
Yep.
Y'all be safe.
That's crazy.
Yep.
You just taught me something, FBA. Foundational. That's crazy as hell. Not RBG, Marcus. Damn, I gotta read
Marcus
that.
Garvey. Listen,
Can I
if I had
point
more
something
time,
out?
if
Hold
I
on,
had more
everybody.
time, family,
You can't skip
if
the
I
line
had
now.
more time, I promise you, I got so you know me, I'm a source. I got the screenshots and everything to show you the letter and everything. Yeah, multiple times he have called us lazy. He denigrated us. He did a lot of things to undermine. So when these people brag, well, Marcus Garvey was there with you. No, he undermined it. And the first thing he did, although trying to get our people off our lands to go to some other place 10,000 miles away, he went right to the white tea man in UK. So what happened to that energy? Why didn't he go to Africa? Because he was working with Walter Plecker. He's working with Sir Ray Cox and all the white tea eugenics races to try to get us off our lands and get us away from our the land property that we have now that's destined for us. So I'm gonna land on that. Thank you so much.
All right. Let's get to Mary.
Hey fam, how you doing?
Good. How you doing?
Pretty good. I don't know how big the check is that's going to Deontay these days, but everything that he's been saying lately is just it's a direct attack, I feel, on the delineation movement. And like he's attaching Tariq's name to it, but it's really not about Tariq, it's about the delineation movement. And it when he speaks, it's as though he's like reading certain talking points. It's like it's an organized campaign. You know, when the Black Panthers, I'm sorry, whatever those were, the Lions. When the Lions got up there, I noticed with his wording and what he was saying, he talked about Black nationalism. He tried to throw that in there and say, because we're not Black nationalists. The Black Panther Party's program is Black nationalism. That's what it is. It's not anything else. If you read it, that's basically what it is. So he says that, and then you have Deontay Kyle yesterday posting these clips where he's trying to tie Black nationalism into white nationalism and saying that it's tied to I'm not white nationalism, I'm sorry, white tea supremacy, and trying to say that it's all connected. And it's not. There's nothing to the sort that is of a comparison to it, but he's slipping in those words, and then he's saying Tariq Nasheed, but he's really trying to attack the delineation movement. That's what it's really about. But he's not directly saying that. And then today he's posting about ICE. So that's why I say, how big is the check? And everything is about how he's like twisting the words of what he's saying. Law enforcement, ICE isn't law enforcement. Yes, ICE is a federal law enforcement agency. That's literally what they are. So like everything he's been saying, it's like he's reading it off of a script for a specific party. I mean, I hate to make it about parties, but everything he says now, it matches the stuff that they push out. So, like I said, I don't know how big the check is with him nowadays, but he is just 100% just he's going against the delineation movement. That's what it's about. It's not about Tariq. That's all I want. Yeah.
That party needs it to stop. So yeah, that's true. That's true. Thank you very much for that. Let's get to Blue Fire.
I don't. Can y'all hear me? My thing is glitching real bad.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, I'm not shocked by Deontay. I don't know why anybody else is shocked. He started off as a panderer to black women. He was telling black women what they want to hear, not what they need to hear. So it was a matter of time he was going to do that and try to degrade. That's how he built his platform. Black women, y'all need to be careful with some of these panderers. They only use you to build up their platform, and then they start talking weird. So a lot of black women got used. So now he's doing this whole political because the DMC seen him and they can use him as a tool. So now he's talking about our lineage and our delineation movement to try to get reparation. So it starts from there, that pandering. Be careful. Be careful when people tell y'all things, especially when he degraded black men. That's what he was doing on his platform when he first started, was demonizing black men. It was just a matter of time. Him and unconsciously, they were both doing the same thing. So y'all gotta be mindful who y'all be listening to. These people are here to get a check. They're not here to move the lineage forward. So I'm not shocked by what he says. I'm not surprised. And it was just a matter of time. And I land there.
Thank you. Before we can, because I think that it's appropriate to bring this up since you brought it up, because a lot of people do that, and I'm starting to see that now. A lot of people pander. Do you all remember? Put a 1 in the chat room. I'm acting like this is YouTube. Put a 1 in the chat room, family. Put a 1 in the chat room if you guys remember who this guy named Derek Jackson is. Put a 1 if you guys remember who Derek Jackson is. And y'all know Derek Jackson, he was out there. Black women can't do no wrong. Black men need to do this. Black men need to do this. Black women are strong and independent, and she doing everything right, and y'all can't give her no flowers, and y'all doing boo op the bam and this and this and this and this. Turns out this man was cheating on his wife, had multiple different side pieces going on. He didn't believe none of what he preached at all. But he was out here selling books about how to be an independent, strong woman and all of that stuff. And his profile was built up off of black women pandering to black women. And he wasn't doing none of what he was talking about. All of that. Black women, y'all are the queens and the backbones of the community. And yet his wife is at home alone while he over in Miami on a boat with another woman. Don't believe none of these pandering. Don't believe them. These pandering ass folks. Don't believe them, because they not doing what they say they doing. They're doing that because they know y'all like to hear it. Y'all like to hear it, and when he tunes in, y'all gonna blow his channel up. Y'all gonna like what he got to say. Y'all gonna tune in, subscribe, share. Y'all gonna say, "Oh, finally somebody gets it," because this is what y'all want to hear, even if it's not true. All of these folks, it's really, man, the man don't know how to appreciate and love on a woman. Okay, all right, dude.
Yeah.
Okay. Y'all, come on now. Y'all, everybody should have learned from Derek Jackson. He got a lot of money off doing that.
He did.
He sure did. Pandering off those women panties. That's what he did.
That's somebody said no. Yeah, that's true. Come on now, we all know it, and that's what they did. All of that respect black women and all of that stuff that they're doing, him and consciously and all of that stuff that they're doing. Yet they don't respect black American women. He's saying all of this stuff. Yeah, he doesn't respect the women of his alleged lineage. I'm saying alleged. All of the suffering. No, come on now, we ain't gonna do that. Ain't gonna do that. You blocking reparations for the women you claim you care about. Let's get to the next speaker, though. We're going to get to Jeremiah and then Retro.
Good evening, everybody.
How you doing? How you doing?
I'm doing well. I've been in a couple of panels. I'm a Black American. I've been in a couple of panels, FBA panels, some Pan Africanist panels, just listening in, getting people's opinions. But basically, my honest opinion on it is, in a way, we've already won the delineation. Like, the government has already started to categorize different people, not even, just Black people, white people, Hispanic people. They're starting to categorize as if you fill out a FAFSA form, and that's what it's doing. It's starting to take off really with the younger generation. You fill out a FAFSA form,
You're
any type
breaking up, bro. You're
from
breaking
the
up really
government,
bad, bro.
they're already delineating us. They're already. My signal's a little bad. Is it?
Breaking up, yeah.
Yeah, kind of breaking up.
Can you hear me now?
You got it? Yeah, you got it. I think you got it right.
Yeah. Basically, the government, they're already delineating us with federal forms. So in a way, we've already won that battle. I feel like there won't be true delineation until there's a conscious delineation, if that makes sense. I think somebody said earlier that there's just too many Black Americans who are Pan-Africanists. There's just too many of us who have an ideal of a united Black nation or a united Black continent, when the reality is the continent itself is not united. Like, their infighting is atrocious on the continent. So there cannot be unity if there's no safe haven on the continent for there to be unity. So yeah, politically, we're already delineated. There's already forms for us that categorize us as Black American in the same way they categorize Nigerians, Ghanaians, Jamaicans. That's already established. The conscious delineation is the I guess the hill that we got to climb. That's where everybody got to be on one accord that yes, we are an ethnicity. Yes, we are a distinct culture here in America. Until that conscious realization is understood by all 50 million, we ain't going nowhere. And I'll land there.
No, all right. Yeah, I see what you're talking about. And I'm glad that you brought it up because there is a difference between political delineation, which is kind of like really disaggregation, and socially or culturally. I will add though, we've made some progress. We're not there yet politically as far as delineation, because us being there would mean that there would be a specific term that other people would not be able to cosplay their way into. Okay, we've had the government or the new updated census that's about to be coming up kind of make a differentiation. Okay, so it's more defined than it has been before, but it's not that way enough. You know, it can be tighter. It can be tighter, but I would agree right now there needs to be, because first off, there needed to be one anyway. It needs to be a social delineation, because that's the only way anything's going to get done politically anyway. So yeah, we do need to focus on the social part, because you're right. There's too many people who are like, no, we got to acknowledge we're from Africa. Okay. All right. And what? And then what? So what? So what? Let's say we all came from Africa and there would not be a Black person here. There wouldn't be a melanated soul on this land if it wasn't for the slave trade. So what? So what? So what? Because that happened. So what? Does that mean we're from whatever tribe? Nobody can even name the tribes that we were from before. So what does it matter now? What does it matter if your great 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 grandma came from Africa? What does that matter to you today? What does that matter? What does it matter? Why do they keep bringing it up? Why do they keep forcing it to be there? Okay, I'm not from Mississippi. My great grandmother was. Am I from where she's from? No, I'm not from where she's from. I'm from a different place. I'm from a different city in a different state. Okay. It does see how people move on, see how it doesn't matter today?
And
No, it don't
that
matter. All of these
Hey,
we
Afro,
are
wait.
African. We are African. Okay, even if we all were, it doesn't matter. That's irrelevant. It doesn't matter. What are we today? Respect who we are today. The same way you do with everybody else. You respect who the
You
Caribbeans are today. You don't make them bring Africa up at all in any of their conversations. Respect who we are today.
Afro, you're a Chicago Mississippian. I think it's different for Black
I
Americans
know.
in
I'm
the
just.
United States.
I know
Okay,
that's a little
because
different,
I
but
was
you know
like,
what I'm
wait, no,
saying.
I don't like that.
Yeah, because I was gonna
Maybe
say,
I just be a New
I've said in
Yorker,
other
you
groups
know?
too that BX has been in how I feel about the Black American diaspora, how I feel that we are our own diaspora here in the States. So, but yeah, I've seen. I'm mainly on Twitter. I'm not on TikTok really. I'm mainly on Twitter, so I see a lot of the discourse there, and it's very vitriolic. If y'all can imagine, y'all probably already know. The two conversations that I saw over the weekend that really had me up in arms was one, there was a lot of disparaging of Black people who served in the military and how basically they were saying that we are not only a part of the imperial industrial complex, but we have American exceptionalism, quote unquote, because we feel that we're the only people that have been mistreated by America, which appalled me because we do have a unique experience. Other group experienced chattel slavery. No other group experienced the horrors of Jim Crow. Which brings me to the other point. I have this has to be a CIA plant that said, "Have y'all ever heard of Juan Crow? Juan Crow, quote unquote, Juan Crow, which is, I guess, what would discrimination against Hispanic people." Literally a pseudo term that was invented in 2008 to compare what Hispanics were experiencing to what Black people experienced in the 60s. They're trying to say that that's what they experienced. They're trying to co-opt our pain and struggle. That's so there's a lot of
Yeah.
really weird conversations that's happening when it comes to Black Americans. So I see the reason why there's a lot of backlash and why I understand that you cannot police people when they're coming with you with the heat. You
Yeah.
cannot police people because I remember a time when there were the Zulu parades in New Orleans and it was like almost the entire continent was
Yeah.
calling us everything but children of God.
That's true.
So
I have to have
that's
you
true.
banned
We
because we
we
got that
cannot
too.
go into their culture and co-opt it in the same way that they do here, and it's weird. It's really weird when you think about it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. True. And all we're doing is setting healthy boundaries because the boundaries have not been healthy. And for y'all understand that if you guys do not establish healthy boundaries, ways that things that you will and will not accept, people will abuse you. Okay? If your boss feels like he can get away with having you work 40 hours a week and you only being paid 30, he gonna do that. If you don't look at it, and this is why we all know this is a cultural thing. We all look at our check and we pull the calculator up and say, no, I know I was late that day, but I came back from break early. So I don't know. I should have had the full day with that. We be calculating all of that because we know they'll try it if we let them. Okay. And then we'll go to HR. Yeah, I know it was a mistake again, Karen, but look, you messed my check up one more time. We're going to have a problem in the parking lot. We let them know. We let them know, and we establish that healthy boundary. So now Karen know, okay, she know, and she park her Hyundai Sonata real close to the camera, just in case she mess up another check again. You know, we just let them know, and now we got checks on time, and we got our overpay, our overtime, and everything. Healthy boundary. See, that's how the world works, and see, everything's better now. Everybody's happy. Karen not beat up, and we got our money. And that's what we're doing now. We're establishing healthy boundaries. That's what we're doing. Let's
Afro, I also want to explain the
hold on, brother.
diaspora comment because I know some
Hold on,
people are
brother. I'm gonna let
saying
you.
that
You
we're
gotta
not a
be,
part of diaspora.
brother. Okay, yeah, but you gotta be real quick though.
Okay, yeah, I'll be really quick. When I say diaspora, I mean that black like how BS was saying that you're a Chicago Mississippian, that's what I feel like our diaspora is. North Carolinians, their diaspora is New York. People from Georgia, our diaspora is Toronto, Ohio, Detroit. People from Alabama, a lot of their diaspora is Detroit, Indiana. So that's what I feel like. Louisiana, their diaspora is Chicago. That's what I mean when I say a part of diaspora. I'm not talking about
We got you.
the
We got you.
African diaspora. I know that that's a general diaspora.
We got you.
Can I say something? New York. We are New York Marys, okay? We are MERI. And that means our migration path is primarily the Carolinas. There's other migration paths, right? That I ain't gonna say on this app. Because I want to know the real from the fake. But like y'all are Chicago Mississippians, Afro. We are New York Marys. They have Jersey Marys. And then I think they have Trinidad Marys because some of the ancestors went into a settlement town in Trinidad as well, not just Dominican Republic. Yeah. And we got our own flag and everything. So it's pretty cool.
Yep, that's true.
That's New York SBA. I don't want to see a Caribbean come up here and say they're a New York Mary. I will fight you in real life. It's for New York FBA. Okay?
Oh,
Thank you.
Yes, indeed. All right, let's get you retro.
Hey, what's up, family? How y'all doing? Hey, Auntie BX, how you doing, man?
I'm fine, nephew. How are you?
I'm good.
Okay.
Yeah, let's talk about the big back sassy queen, Deontay. All that sass he was doing, man. He was just crashing out. So y'all gotta understand. Whoever paid him with him in that unconscious flea with the whole Mauna Leo thing, that junk fell flat. So he crashing out now because his DNC donors ain't get the results by putting him out there in that unconscious flea. So now he crashing out. Tariq even said it. They're gonna start attacking him because they know their numbers ain't looking too great. They know that this delineation thing really put a foot up there behind. So they crashing out. So they sent him out there. He's mad now because he heard from up top. You know, they crashed out on him. So now he crashing out on the lineage and he crashing out on Tariq. So yeah, it was bound to happen because they try to run that play with Mauna Leo, trying to push that Pan African thing in. And now where is she? Is nowhere in sight. Shorty gone. We made her evaporate. So this is what's gonna happen now moving forward. You can't put this back in the box. Delineation is onward, and you can't stop it. And so now they sit up here talking about calling Tariq an agent, throwing out all these buzzwords and stuff like that. No, fam. The fact that we're just leaving people alone is causing people to crash out. Agents bother people. We're leaving people alone, but we're agents somehow. He's calling Tariq an agent where we're just literally minding our own business, standing on the lineage business, making sure we get what's rightfully ours, but somehow that's affecting and hurting everybody. Don't that sound weird? These people are straight up weirdos. And at the end of the day, I already knew about this cat. It was all like my sister Blue said. Yeah, all that pandering junk he was doing. I've been clocked him a while ago. And it's funny that y'all brought up Derek Jackson. I'm out here in Dallas, right? This is where he stay at. A couple years ago, right at the time when him and his situation with his wife popped off, I was at an intersection. It was at an intersection in Irving, Texas. It was Northgate Drive and that 161 intersection, and there's a gas station there. I saw a buddy. I saw Derek Jackson. I had to do a double take. And when he realized that I recognized him, this is right at the time when the whole thing with him and his wife was popping off. His eyes got like super big, and he got back in that truck and pulled off. Because I was about to say, "Hey, bro, what's going on with you?" But it's just funny though because they all got the same MO. They all got the same MO. Like I said, man, is they get these people they feel the Democrats. They get these people they feel that can be influential. Really, nobody really rock with them for real. And just after all this thing, he's just crashing out because he know they probably paid him a lot of money to get the job done, and he failed at it. So now he's just crashing out. That's all that is. And I'm gonna land right there.
Mm-hmm. Yep, that's true. I mean, just notice how angry he sounded for no reason. Nobody's been talking about Derek.
Yeah,
Deontay. I mean, nobody's been
yeah.
talking about Deontay. Nobody's been saying nothing. He was screaming, "Y'all divisive motherfucker!"
Yeah,
Dude,
that energy.
where's all of this energy coming from? Nobody said your name in several months.
Right.
When was
man.
the last time you would eat? Nobody's been talking about him since last summer.
Yeah, since the Mama Leo shit, honestly, I ain't heard nothing about him.
Right. That's why I say he failed at his mission. They sent him out to do a mission and it failed. Just like Roland Martin. When Roland Martin couldn't influence folks, what he started doing? Crashing out on the people.
Yep.
You stupid fools. You stupid fool, you big dumbass. All that. All that. See, Tariq don't know what he talking about. You needed somebody with scholarship. I got the scholarship. All that crashing out because they didn't have the influence that they thought they had when it came to us. That's why
One
they
moment.
moving them
One
aside.
moment. Afro, check your Instagram, please. Okay, go ahead, Rachel.
See,
Follow me on Instagram. There's a lot of people in here. Y'all can follow me on Instagram.
I'll put the link in the.
I really don't even talk about my Instagram that much because I don't really post that
I do
much.
comment it though. That in your Twitter.
You said what? Yeah, I'm gonna have to start doing that more. It's just YouTube. But if y'all wanna follow me on Instagram, feel free. It's Afro Elite, so super easy to remember.
One thing too, Afro, people gotta realize. I know Tariq said this, Professor Black Truth said this, Jason Black said this, a lot of folks said this. White T supremacy breaks their tools. And eventually that's what they're gonna do with Deontay when they realize this dude ain't got no motion like that. So it's bound to happen. I can't wait till the day it happens because for one, you can't go against the lineage. That's why his background is kind of sketchy. He's up here saying he's adopted. Maybe his adoption was an anchor baby. Who knows? So I don't know. But at the end of the day, this dude is a fraud and is going to be exposed as one. And the fact that he called Tariq out by name, he about to get crushed. I ain't even worried about it because he's just going to be completely irrelevant because Tariq got too much work out here. And by the way, Tariq was never a pimp. I don't know why people keep saying that. He wrote books on macking. That's all it was. Just how to talk to women, how to get your style up, how to get your swag up. It was never about no pimping. I don't know where they keep on saying that. And I'll land right there, Afro.
Appreciate that. Appreciate you. All right, we can't be too long because we gotta.
You can drop me down. You can drop me down to ask somebody else, bro. I'll listen in the comments.
I appreciate that. Let's get to. Let me see. Who is it? Black Man. We'll get to Black Man in the Wilderness, and then.
All right.
And then we'll get to my brother Omega.
Got you. Hey, Afro. My role within FBA Society is kind of like I Overwatch pretty much everything, and I stay silent when it comes to certain people who I suspect of being like plants and agents. Deontay Kyle, I've noticed that the first time that he came out. So on June, if you go to his Twitter profile, Grits and Eggs Podcast, at Deontay Kyle, at Deontay _Kyle, he left the following tweet. It's about MLK. He said Martin, as a Martin Luther King, led our people to slaughter in some cases. Fred Hampton was the spearhead for the Rainbow Coalition. He's praising the Rainbow Coalition, but criticizing MLK. That was the first red flag. Second red flag is it's not so much when he came out with the whole thing about black men need accountability. It was when he did it. See, he did it when we had a fever pitch with the Sinners movie, the Nottoway plantation fire, lightning striking that police vehicle in Oklahoma. You had Lake Lanier taking some more lives. He did it at the optimal moment of black empowerment on TikTok. That's when he did it. And then it's not so much him, it's the people around him, like Justin Scott, and I hate to say it, Sunham Show. A lot of these people who you don't think are plants, I gotta repeat the exact same thing that Cat Williams said. Do we even know what a plant is? What do you think a plant is? See, in my background, I served 10 years in the Army. And before I deployed my last deployment to Kandahar, I was cross-trained by the FBI. So when I say I can recognize these people, I'm not kidding you. And I've been putting out videos about a year and a half now. And I've been saying it, and people may call me conspiracy theorist. I'm just jealous. Or I'm actually the fucking agent. I've heard every single excuse and deflection for this guy. And I kept telling people, if you listen to what he's saying, it's agent stuff. It was like that from the very beginning. It wasn't just Monaleo. It's the fact that he won't even call out her manager. He won't even say anything about it. But he claims to care about us. See, again, I kind of specialize in this because I realize that I am the rah-rah type. So I need to actually take a step back. Because if I go out there and I be all rah-rah, then that makes everybody else look bad. So I took a backseat role in terms of overwatching the actual movement. And from what I've seen, man, Deontay Kyle is one of many, many agents who have infiltrated. One of many. I was saying this over a year and a half ago, and people didn't believe me then. Now, all of a sudden, it's a big topic on TikTok now. And I'm not saying that I'm upset at that, but I think that we got to do a little bit better. If someone has a track record of calling out agents the correct way the first time, every single time, we as a movement have to start listening to that person. Because it's like I got so many tweets from this guy where it's like he's just putting down MLK, he's putting down FBA. He's been doing this for a long time. And I've been just retweeting it, making videos. And I'm like, can somebody listen? You know, because it's like there's nothing else that people like me can actually do but to get you to actually to actually listen. So my thing is with Deontay Kyle, the lessons that we learn from this is that agents are never going to say things that you don't want to hear. It's everything else you have to listen to. The stuff, the actual stuff they say to the side of the main points. Listen to everything someone says. Don't take them at face value. And that's all. I land my plane.
Yeah. That's a good point.
Damn, I seen this brother videos before. He was standing on FBA business or something. I forgot, it was a while ago. I definitely seen this brother. I'm gonna follow. And check you out. I'm gonna see what you talking about over there. I seen your content before though. That's all right. Okay.
All right. Let's get you Omega. You got it. Omega. Okay, you got it.
B1, man. B1 to the panel.
Brother. Yeah.
Yeah, man. With this dude, like, and I was kind of on the same, well, ain't no kind of, I'm on the same wavelength as the brother that was just speaking before me. Like, I always look at the code when it comes down to anything. And like the way that I started following you, Afro, back during the security, you know, those niggas.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's how I came across you on Twitter. And basically the way that I ended up, you know, checking out your content is because like the code always says you're gonna be either one or two ways. Either you're gonna be constructive or you're gonna be non-constructive. And I always like to, use it as a point of reference. And when I'm vetting people, as far as who to listen to, because I don't really do I follow people, but it's more about like, I see these people as fellow soldiers out here in the field, you know what I'm saying? And when it came to this cat here, like, just because of the different stuff that he was saying overall about with the pandering shit, you know what I'm saying? And kind of like a fence setter on different subjects, and then the Monaleo thing. Cause I really haven't known about him that long, but I look at the fact that he got a lot of non-constructive things going on. And so it's not really a surprise that he out here crashing out, calling Tariq an agent. And you know what I'm saying? You can look at Tariq's receipts. You can look at ZZ's receipts. You can look at Afro's receipts. You can look at BX receipts. And all of you guys up here, you know what I'm saying, that's really out here for the delineation. When it come down to him, he ain't got no receipts. He ain't got no kind of wins. And he wants a big tent. And like Professor Truth say, man, the only thing a big tent is good for is a damn circus. And I just can't ride with him. And I'm glad that he's exposing himself, because when you are non-constructive, that shit gonna show. And I land my plane.
That's true. It didn't even take long, just like with T-Move Black Panther, the Pink Panther lion dude. It didn't take long. It never really does. Not now. Let's get to TikTok is a TikTok is a YT supremacist.
What's the name?
I know, right? I couldn't even see the whole. TikTok is a YT supremacist. You got it. All right, then we'll get to Lips and Froze.
Hey, you guys, everybody on the panel. Hey, ZZ. Hey, Afro.
How you
Hey,
doing?
BX.
Hey, Lips and Froze.
Listen, I just want to say this. When I heard his messaging, it really angered me. But it also let me know that with that crash out, we're moving the needle. We're doing what needs to be done as far as our delineation movement. Far as things being changed on the census and them being more specific to what and recognizing who we are and where our lineage comes from, and them being more specific, that's proof to our voices and our movement. I say let's continue. Let's not be lazy about it, because we haven't been, and we're not getting ready to start. But I would advocate even further than that. Like, we have a midterms coming. We have a midterms election coming. Let's let our voices be heard in our cities and in our towns and in our neighborhoods locally. Let them know that we're not shutting up. We're not going to shut up, and we're going to forever keep our mouths open on our movement. Just because they've changed the definition of people on the diaspora in the census on a piece of paper doesn't mean our movement is over. I advocated going further is getting our neighborhoods back. Our neighborhoods that have been gentrified, that they have moved into and have taken away from us and pushed us out of. I advocate for us to fight to get those back. And if we can't holistically get them 100% back, at least get it to the point where we're at least 75% of our old neighborhoods, if not 100% of our old neighborhoods back. Because, I mean, enough is enough. And if they think we're getting ready to be quiet because we got these monumental, but wins that are happening, it's still not enough. It's not enough. It's never going to be enough until they recognize us for who we are: foundational Black Americans, indigenous Black Americans, so on. You know what I'm saying? They need to recognize us and give us all the things that they took away from us, and we need to fight to get all those things back, even down to those old neighborhoods like uh, Rosewood and Tulsa. Let's fight to get all that back because enough is enough. And these tethers, keep them on notice, keep your foot on their neck, and keep talking. Keep getting the information out there. Keep going to these meetings. Keep doing what you need to do, stealth and silence in these political arenas. Because let me tell you, they have been moving overtime when it comes to us, and now they're starting to come out with a certain boldness or whatever to let us know they've been advocating against us for decades. So let this be a decades long of us getting our shit back. Excuse me, my French. And that's all I got to say on it.
That's true. We got a lot to do. We cannot slow down. We cannot slow down. It's pedal to the floor. That's what it is. We cannot slow down. Thank you very much for that. I appreciate that. Let's get to Soak. You got
Yes,
it.
I think what the sister just said a minute ago is in line with what I was going to say. I like to go through these panels and listen, and lately there's been nothing but FBA hate, which, as she said, is a signal we're doing something right. But I think the other thing is that they keep focusing on reparations and not understanding that the FBA represents a cultural shift, like a consciousness raising. We're looking at things in a whole different light. At least I am. It's not just the big stuff. It's on the day-to-day basis. I'm now looking at who people are, who I'm doing business with, who I'm going to go who's running for office. I'm asking questions at a local level. Who are these people? Something I wouldn't have done before because I would have made the assumption we're all black, we're all that whole thing. That's no longer the case. And I say what I'm doing, I imagine other people are doing as well. It's not just the reparations. It's how we move as an individual and as certainly as a group, but as an individual, as an FBA, I think we're incorporating our way of thinking and our view of things into our day-to-day lives. And that's where the real power is. And I'll land my plane.
That's true. Yeah, that's very true. Let me see. Let's get to who is this person? Septimus. Who is Septimus?
It's Septimius.
Is what? Say that again.
Septimius.
Septimius. Okay, where you from, bro?
From Florida.
You tried to cover that accent before you said Florida.
I'm from Florida. My people from Florida.
Where's your family lineage from, bro? Come on now.
From Florida.
Your family lineage is from Florida?
Yeah.
Your
Why
FBA.
y'all do this? Come on, man. You know what I'm talking about. Where's your family ethnic background from? Septimius.
Yeah. So they from Florida right now. Everybody's from Florida.
Right now? Right now.
It's the lack of cultural pride for me. I can't.
So can I like talk about the
No,
topic?
just tell us where you from, man. We gonna let you speak. If you scared that we not gonna let you speak, we gonna let you speak. Okay.
I'm telling you where I'm from. You know, people's from Florida.
You think it's from Florida? Now you
No,
don't
no, I
even know
said I'm
that.
telling you, and I know my people from Florida. On my
Where were
lineage.
what's your ethnic background? What flag do they have in the house?
American flag.
Right.
What do you want to say? What do you want to say?
Right.
Nah, I feel like people getting his message, Dante message wrong. Yo, nobody didn't watch the full clip. Nobody didn't watch his full
I mean,
monologue.
it is on Patreon, and we ain't gonna send this nigga no money and buy his Patreon. So we just took the clip that he posted. So
Yeah,
it's
that
not like
clip.
we chopped it
I'm
up
talking
out of
about that.
context. It's the
I'm
clip
talking
he
about that
posted.
same clip. That when he
The
was going
clip
tangent.
he
Yes,
posted, we got the message from the clip he posted. It's not like we're taking this clip out of context. We took a snippet from a conversation. He posted this clip.
right. I'm saying we getting the message wrong. We
What's
getting
the
the message wrong.
message? What's the
So
message?
his message was about why we not doing anything. Why is there no organization? If you guys, if you trying to delineate from other
You can't say
groups.
delineate the accent. Your
Delineate,
accent is in the
delineate.
way. Your accent is stopping you from
No, no,
saying
I'm
delineate. What accent? Where's your people from where they don't use L's that much? He's delineate. Your accent started to come out right there.
think it's too many syllables.
Is that your accent blocking that word? It's okay. It's okay, brother.
just the word speech. But
Oh, okay.
it just people just get his message wrong, and we don't even hold any power. What is there like a organization or business trying to bring Black Americans together? There is no
What is his
no
message?
organization
If
that's
we
doing
get
that.
no. If we got it wrong, what is his
We
message?
don't have nothing. We don't have any. We not in the public eye. We just on social media
Ooh,
talking about it.
FBAs?
We on yeah.
The
Yeah, we
Foundation of
just
Black Americans.
online
Just
just
so
talking.
all 40
I'm
million
just
of us.
saying,
Just so
is there any, are we not doing anything better
I mean,
to
is he not online
infiltrate?
talking? Is he not
No,
online talking? He's online
but we
talking
have,
about people who are online talking. Are you not online talking in defense
but
of
he
someone who
talked,
is online talking about people who are online talking?
right. It's a little cyclical. Sounds like.
no, I'm saying that we, like FBA, don't have any power in the politics.
Oh,
There's
so you're
no
FBA now?
organization.
'Cause you didn't know that before, so now you're FBA now.
No, I mean, I could identify if I want,
Oh,
if I wanted
please.
to.
You didn't know. You can't do that now.
I
It's too
could
late now.
identify if I wanted
No, you
to.
messed that up. Because when I asked where you were from, you just said Florida. Now you saying FBA. You FBA now all of a sudden.
Without a Florida accent
Yeah,
at that.
yeah,
Throw that
I'm
accent for
FBA.
real.
I could be Black American, African American, FBA, all that.
That's at the, all that. You're right.
But like,
I don't believe you. I don't believe you.
I don't believe
And
that
now
stuff.
you saying we
but do you
misunderstanding
have?
his
Why you
message.
not doing this? Why you not doing this in the public eye?
We
Why you don't have no organization? If you could talk all this stuff online, why you don't have it? In the
why we
public,
don't
I don't see you. I don't
organization
see
for what? Organization. Okay, if he's saying
like the
that
Black
we
Caucus or any sort of like
is
a
that what you
caucus type.
is that what you think his issue was in the video? Is that we don't have an organization?
Yeah, that's what I got from it. We
So
just
you
talk
think
online.
what he got
We just do
from
a lot of talking online.
you think from he got from us being divisive is that we need an organization.
Yeah, we don't run shit. We just talk
That's not
online.
what he said. That's not what he said.
We don't run shit. We just talk
No, he
online.
said
That's
we
what we
talk
do.
about immigrants too much. Do you think we talk about immigrants too much?
What you think? Yeah. Why we don't have an organization
You think we should
in
have
the
an
political?
organization to talk about immigrants, right?
No. I'm saying that we don't have a organization or some sort of group that's in the public eye, but
Mm-hmm.
like the Black Caucus or like some sort of like. I'm just saying that type of you get what I'm saying, right?
I don't.
Nah, you
Deontay, you
don't.
gotta send your shit. Y'all gotta tighten up, man. If
Lord.
y'all gonna send Shields over here to kind of save face, y'all gotta do a little bit better than that. Y'all gotta first off, get somebody who don't get an accent. Okay, get somebody who don't get an accent, because your accent is cracking through, it's slipping through.
I'm not
You
even
get somebody
Florida.
who don't get an accent, Deontay. Come on, you can. I don't know what the money looking like, but you can hire somebody better than that, brother. Come on, or just come on yourself. We'll talk to you. We'll talk to you, brother. Come on, don't do. What's your name? Septimius. Where'd you get that name from?
That ain't no FBA
Where's
name.
that name from? Septimius. Where's that name from? He said, that's my great grandfather. Where the name Septimius came from, brother? Come on, talk to us.
Afro, can I say this really quick? I really think
It's a Roman name. It's a
Florida,
Greek
they gonna
name.
put the
One
Okay.
minute, y'all. 1 minute.
But like
Afro,
I'm
is
just
this the
that's
last of who is going to be allowed up so we can
Yeah,
start
we're gonna be
winding
wrapping
down? We've
things
been
up.
up here for
Yeah.
a few hours.
Yeah, we
Okay.
wrapping things up. Septimius. Okay. All right. All right. Well, thank you. You know what? Now we're gonna consider having a black caucus. Okay, how about that? Now that's how we gonna do it, right? He said, Florida. That's all I know. Okay.
It was some bullshit. Crazy. Oh, wait.
And then he damn near starts speaking Creole in the middle of the sentence. I'm like, brother,
Like,
come
he should have. Why did you go with a more like less distinctable? Florida has a distinct. You don't sound shit like no damn Floridian. What are we talking about? Should have said Ohio or some shit. The hell? They gonna say Florida. Oh my god.
on. Okay. Man, y'all want to come up? If we can't do it. I still got to get ready for YouTube and all of that stuff tonight. So, and we've been on here for a few hours. We got other stuff to do. Come on now. He said, I just think y'all got the message confused. What's the message? Oh, we just need to do stuff in the public eye. Oh, okay. Okay. Good idea. All right, then. I guess the rallies we had weren't in the public eye. I guess the expos and all of that stuff and going viral at city council and all of that, that's not in the public eye. We need to have an organization. Yeah, of course you would want us to have an organization because y'all keep trying to make us an organization.
That's what I'm like. It's funny he said that's what Deontay was trying to say. Well, Deontay literally called FBA an organization. So why would we need one if we are one? According to him, I'm like, you don't even understand what that nigga was saying. Apparently,
Afro, I just want to say this and you can drop me down. I feel like whatever it is that we're doing exactly what needs to be done, but I feel like we need to add a little bit more oomph to it, in my personal opinion, only because the harder that they come, and with these midterms coming and moving forward, we need to start really actively looking to take back what was ours. And we need to start being more specific about the areas and the communities, the things that we've done, the contributions that we've added to this nation. And we just need to just go harder. Like, literally, what y'all lost to Chicago, y'all need to advocate for. What was lost from FBAs in Sulon in New York, same thing in California, same thing in every major city. Like, and every time they flap their jaws negatively to delineate against, to go against us, we need to delineate even harder to get that and then some back what we deserve and what is owed to us and what was taken from us. And like I said, this don't need to just go on for a couple of years. This needs to happen for a couple of decades and pay back. And we need to stay on it. And we need to teach the next generation to learn how to gatekeep moving forward from here on out. Because at this point, we're making the waves. And they're talking about, oh, it's only online. It's only online. But now all of a sudden, our movement has reached political spheres where political people are actually talking, like heavyweight political people are speaking of our lineage. You know what I'm saying? So no, I don't believe what they're saying. I think they're just trying to just dilute what we're doing and it's not working and we're making those waves. So we just need to continue to make those waves. But every time they flip their mouths negatively, just look for something else that we can lean into to get it back from them. Because at the end of the day, we need to be the party and the group of people. Just we need to be the lineage of people that every time you speak negatively against us, oh, you're going to lose something moving forward. And we're going to gain something moving forward. And I feel like as long as we keep that momentum, we're going to get it and we're on the right path. And with that, feel free to drop me. And it's always a pleasure being on your platform.
Of course. Thank you. Absolutely. Yes, indeed. Thank you very much for that. Yeah. We stomping this year. This is an election year. Y'all know we turn up. We turn up on election year. We stomping this year. A lot of y'all in the queue, and I want to talk to y'all, but we're going to have to just reschedule this. We're going to have to talk about a similar subject, not the same subject. We don't have to make Deontay the center of attention. He probably like this, to be very honest with you. But we're going to be stomping. We're going to be representing. Y'all make sure y'all follow us because we've been on here for a minute, but we got to go. We got to go. All right. And if y'all gonna send opposition, and we will listen to people who agree or disagree. We'll listen to people who agree or disagree. But if y'all gonna be opposition, at least come better than that.
yeah.
This it just come better than that. Come on, we laughed. That is not even no serious debate. He said, I said, you FBA now. It looked like he waited for approval from the white man nodding at the end. He said, yes, I am. I am FBA. I am African American. I am. I'm like, brother, blink twice. Blink twice if you need some help. That didn't even sound organic. He has, yes, sure, I am whatever you need me to be, sir. I'm
Right.
okay. All right, brother. All right, Septimius. Okay, dude.
Hey, that's egregious.
Okay. Brother needs some help.
Yeah. Right.
Let's get to though. We gotta wrap things up. So, ZZ. Oh, y'all make sure you go to For the Culture on YouTube so y'all can listen to the playback and y'all can listen to all that great stuff we got over there. All right.
Subscribe to the channel.
Y'all saw his accent slipping a little bit. I said, hey. He said, hello. He said, hello. As I said, hey, where you from? He said, Florida. He got to kind of do his chest up like, Florida. What accent? Brother, we hear your accent.
Yeah.
He said, you're here with no accent. I said, okay. I'm going to play along. We hear it. You know what I'm saying? We don't even take it. Come on, dude.
I am weak. Septimius is crazy. Septimius the Great. Septimius the Great Tether. It's the greatest. It's some bullshit.
All right. Okay. All righty then. Easy final words.
Final words. Yeah. I'm not surprised. Like I said, like we said, should I say, last year, you know, on last For the Culture podcast, which is why y'all need to be watching it, because then you could hear these things before it happened. But yeah, we already called him out for the agent that he is. He's clearly being paid by someone or being told what to do. There's a puppeteer behind this man for sure. I was following the brother for a little while, you know, before he got to this anti-delineationist tether babble DNC, you know what I'm saying, propaganda point. I don't know where the turn was. I don't know when he got that phone call, but all I know is as soon as I noticed, I was the fuck up out of there. Okay, so all the FBAs that's seeing this, if you ain't see it before, even with the last thing, with the Monte Leo thing, if you didn't see it then, please see it now, because they about to turn up the heat for these next round of elections for sure. This probably won't be the last time he mentioned Tariq. He probably said Tariq specifically just to get a reaction out of his ass, and they can have it back and forth. He can get some attention. I wouldn't be surprised. So yeah, just be aware. Okay, be cautious about these people, because he's not the only one. There's a few other ones on TikTok that will be getting platformed. All right, I got a video on that too. Shameless plug. Go ahead, watch that. It was live from a couple days ago. But yeah, he's not the only one. So please beware of these people, because they're all pushing the same narrative. They all got the same talking points, and they all got the same puppet master. So you know, just beware. FBAs, we don't code. You know, it is what it is.
That is what it is.
It is what it is.
So y'all follow us for next time. Okie doke. BX.
You know, I want to ask you when you're coming back to TikTok, but I think TikTok should be scheduled tentatively. There is so much going on in here, and I'm just feel so blessed that it hasn't reached this space, right? But it has reached me, right? So for the most part, it gets exhausting, and I'm just a moderator, a damn good moderator at that, and I love my people. So I'm also a journalist that combats misinformation. What keeps me going, Afro, is that when I'm feeling like, damn, every new beginning or new level, there's a new devil. And some of them devils are even claiming to be of the lineage, right? Mm-hmm. But what keeps me going is people say, BX, I follow you everywhere, because no matter what room you're in, I know it's safe for me. There's a young lady, I won't say her name, she just gifted us. She is bi-ethnic, and we kind of tussled on the platform, and the other day I started noticing she said I had the most sense. I said, really? Like, so what that shows me when people say that, like, where you are is a safe space. When somebody comes in and gifts me, who I know we tussle, and can say that BX is very smart, I know that what we're doing is not in vain. It's working. But in the meantime, when I'm under assault, because a lot of people will tell you, Why y'all bothering BX? She don't be there. So if I'm going at somebody or just blocking somebody, which people are now losing their minds that I blocked them and didn't engage with them, they're making up all types of disparaging things about me. And I'm just like, that's my discernment showing me that if you getting upset over being blocked and there's a million panels that you could go to where I'm not in, since you don't like me so much, what would you do to me in real life, right? So my job as a moderator is to make sure that Afroleak, any other place that I'm mod for, is safe and conducive and productive for the lineage. Do we cut up? Hell yeah, we cut up. But how many decades of disrespect, if not centuries, if we factor in the Africans in the slave trading, did we face before we got to this point? So I just want to say thank you, Afro Elite, for providing a safe space, trusting your moderators, right? Because there's more than one moderator. They be in the chat. And ZZ too. You and ZZ, no matter what we're going through, y'all don't let it show. Me, I be ready to curse everybody out. I tell you, it takes a lot not to come off my mute button. But for the most part, y'all are the best hosts and co-hosts. And I'm just, mod. I gave myself my title. And it works for us. So if y'all see me blocking people, just know it's because something they have done is not safe for other FBA. And one of those not safe things is bothering people who don't bother or disparage you. They block and move on. I find it weird. You think we should accept bad behavior from you. Whether you're a tether, a lineage family member, a government official, like Black Americans, foundational Black Americans are allowed to protect themselves and their peace. And guess what? We still ain't acting violent like the rest of them. So with that, I'm going to say this. Afro, you could hit me in the back chat when you're ready to go live, and I'll tell you if it's a peaceful day or not. But so far, even during our muddy times where all the trolls are coming in, they doxing, they showing pictures and all of this, your room has really been a safe haven. So I'll let you decide that day when you're ready to go live.
Yep. Thank you for that. It will be soon. I'll let everybody know that. Okay. It will be soon. I know we've kind of ain't been on it as much lately. There's been a lot going on lately. All right. But as our sister Lips and Fro said, hey, we gotta be on it. We gotta be on it. Okay. We got some good stuff coming up. So we gonna be on it. So it will be soon. That's all I'm gonna tell you guys right now. But you all have a good rest of y'all day. Y'all stay safe. Y'all can go to For the Culture on YouTube. And then me and ZZ's YouTube channels are always in the descriptions of that stuff. So y'all can go there. Y'all can follow us on all of our social media platforms and things of the sort. Y'all go there. Y'all subscribe. Y'all listen to the playback. And then y'all come back over here for the live conversation. All right. So with that being said, y'all have a good day.
Peace. Be one.
B1, ZZ, look at the comments. They say egregious.
See that?